Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. It is your friend Mike Miller here. Once again, live. I don't know if I'm being too quiet. Isaac, hello. Yes, Isaac. Try not to pick your nose too much. Are you saying wow because it seems so clear?
It's big.
Yeah, it seems clear here, but I think it's probably still going to be kind of muddied in the actual chat. Let's go to a window here. YouTube. My other son stole my iPad, so I can't track chat off of my stream. So let's open up here. So much to do. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. You're not having a wonderful day, Isaac? Poor child. They've been watching One Punch Man all day. Is that still One Punch Man? Yeah. One Punch! Thankfully, it's in Japanese, so he can just sit there and read the subtitles. So, I just... Hey, Mike. Hey, Peter Gilmore. I just watched the entire that Image Comics thing. Wow, it is actually very clear. What's going on? I must have pretty good upload speed right now. Konbanwa. Not here, Richard. It's konnichiwa here. Ohayo, konbanwa, konnichiwa, whatever the case may be. What's up, Reed? Nasser. Hello. Hello. I don't know why you say goodbye. I say hello. The bandana returns. Okay, so the bandana, when I take a shower, I don't like to have my hair, I don't like to brush my hair until it's dry, so I put the bandana on until it dries. And then sometimes I just forget to ever take it off. So,
hey, Mike, can I recommend a leather hat?
A leather hat. Ben, you may not recommend. You may recommend whatever you like.
We'll match. We'll match.
I'm gonna skip on wearing the leather hat.
Okay. No problem. How you doing, man? I wanted to pop in and see you. I have a 9 o'clock, so I wanted to see you before.
I'm doing well. Oh yeah, so you're it's at 8 o'clock your time?
Yeah, Space Force.
Space Force. Sweet. What are you doing? Space Force?
Yep, Space Force. Chuck Dixon, Tim, and Mark Pellegrini talking day. They got 4 days left.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
What are you doing, man?
You know what? I just finished penciling page 32.
Wow.
This is a spoiler page, so I'm not going to show anybody me working on it.
You're a machine.
So I am, working away, and I just spent I guess an hour or two watching the Image documentary. Like,
oh, I saw on YouTube. You mean?
Yeah.
Like I forget what it was called, but I think I saw that. I saw the Jim Lee one.
It was everybody.
Yeah, but it was a 4-parter, wasn't it?
Maybe 4 or 5 parts, something like that.
Yeah, I just saw one.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, a lot of stuff I already knew, obviously, but
right.
What was funny to me when they got to the last part and they got to when Eric Stevenson became publisher, and suddenly it was all oh, we're gonna go after diversity. I hate to harangue on this thing because it seems like it's all the time, but it was like they were specifically looking for not quality, diversity,
right?
And then it became this. I mean, Image really has become this like alt publisher, like an old. Gosh, who are the old guys who published like Love and Rockets and I mean I love Love and Rockets, but you know.
Yeah, me too. But I remember. Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, all those little rinky-dink. I don't want to insult them like that. They were little indie publishers
Yeah, they didn't have a mainstream audience. I bought. Do you remember Vampire Wars? Do you remember? I bet you don't. But there were tons of little ones like that. And I have tons of long boxes with little ones like that.
Hold on, Pope Fire for $8.54. What's that about? I don't know. Is there a meaning behind that exact dollar amount, Pope Fire? She says, "Here you go. You better remind people about Starfire being the best." So, for your sake, Pope Fire, Starfire, clearly the best Titan.
Well, and my daughter Madeline agrees with you completely. So you have an ally in that point.
Although I will say it depends on who is writing her. Hey, we have a robot sighting.
For you, Mike.
I have to go all the way back to the George Perez run because that's when I thought that it was the best.
Yeah,
I read some of these recent books and I'm like, but that's the entire industry lately, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I feel that way. I mean, my favorite, of course, to come out of the Titans, or anything, was Nightwing, and then by this, I don't know what happened to him, but this writer Chuck Dixon, I really loved him growing up, writing, and then, but yeah, that I agree with you. The old Titans run was awesome.
Yeah, and I do have to say I had a certain affinity for Starfire when I was a young man. So I don't know what it was.
Hey, we have my favorite homicidal robot just joined you, man.
Yeah, what's good, guys? I like this topic because Image is my favorite company, and it makes me sad to see him crash and burn. You were talking about Eric Stevenson there.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, my.
Literally ruined this company.
Well, I mean...
Well, not him alone, but
yeah, it wasn't a one-man show. The fall of Image was not a one-man show. I didn't care for Valentino's run. I didn't care for how Eric Larson treated me personally when he approved a book, and then after we had paid good money to have it made, he said, "Oh, we're not publishing that." I'm like, dude.
Ouch! Why did you say that?
I don't know. He never gave me a valid reason. And then yeah, I don't have anything against Eric Stevenson personally, but I don't think what he's doing. He's turned it into a little, I hate to use the word indie pejoratively, but
he's turned it into Black Mask.
Image used to be Image, and now it's anybody can. I don't know. It is now what it is now.
Yeah, it's sad because as you know, they were my dream company. They were my favorite company for like 5 years now.
Hold on, somebody is asking me why I titled this what I did. So let me play something for you. This is how I believe Marvel, maybe even to extent, but no, Marvel's the king, right? Marvel's the king. So listen for a moment and see if this is how you think Marvel sees us.
Your Majesty, I must have a word with you. The Count of Money. Don't correct me. What if? Of course, Your Majesty. I have come on the most urgent of business. It is said that the people are revolting. You said it. They take up. Oh, Your Majesty, this is a very serious problem. You have no regard for them. What? I have no regard for the peasants. They are my people. I am their sovereign. I love them. Oh!
That's it, totally.
Drifting to the left.
Drifting to the left.
Yeah.
The people really are revolting, though. I walked into the shop today and walked out with one whole comic. I didn't bother buying any Marvel or DC stuff.
You said it.
Here's Marvel. You ready? Here's Marvel. So Marvel, here's how my son feels and lead. They're like, you only have one choice. Buy our comics. Buy them. And my son's like, no, I'm not going to spend my money on you. I'm not going to spend my hard-earned little allowance money on you. There's nothing they wanted, man. They're just in the Southeast, yeah, lots of people are falling off. Lots of stores failing. Pretty rough. Pretty rough.
Hey, Dallas Deadeye for $5 says, does Hennessy call into radio shows? I thought I heard his voice on the radio.
What year and in what state? The answer is yes.
Dallas Deadeye, so I would assume.
I've traveled the world for 20 years. I've been to Texas. I'm actually thinking about getting a second place there. I'm doing a little. I have some other stuff, other businesses going on. Love Texas, Lone Star State, Lone Star. So I'm thinking about getting a place there, Mike, just because of the Lone Star Squadron. I'm a lieutenant, right? I'm at least a lieutenant.
Nice, yes.
Am I a lieutenant? You got to appoint me. I don't know. What am I? A captain? Am I a private?
You know what? I was trying to think if I should use Navy, because he's from the Navy.
Yes. I think it's good. I love that you have the Lone Star Squadron. I love that Mitch has the Order of the Dawn. What do you got, Nasser?
That's a good one. I never thought of that.
I don't either. I don't have anything.
I thought you were saying was a good one. Oh wow.
Tug.
Hey, what's up?
He just has binary numbers for everyone.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Vacuum sounds.
That's good stuff. Hey, I was loving the Tug slugs.
Hold on. Tug, welcome. Say hello to everyone.
Hey there. How is everybody doing today? Thank you, Mike. I haven't actually gotten to be on your channel. You know, that is totally my fault. You always extend the invitation. This is the first time I've had a chance. We have some odd time zone issues here.
Yeah, well, I always start my shows with good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be, because we are all over the planet.
That is very true.
Most of us, Canales is in Spain, for Pete's sake. So,
yeah, totally.
Yeah. So glad to have you on. Ben, what was your point there?
I was just saying that Tug did a stream earlier, and I was loving his Tug slugs. He was really letting people know what was what.
I was going over that cancer thing, and I was going over Tom Taylor. Man, Tom Taylor, come on.
No, I seriously considered messaging him today and just being like, dude, you gotta freaking stop. But I don't. He and I are so politically opposed. I really don't think he'd listen. I was shocked at who was talking to Bill Sienkiewicz when he responded like a mature adult.
Yeah, but he actually he's done that. I think sometimes he notices, even in the state of crazy he's in, that he's hurting sales, because I've seen clips from him where he says, I hope that even though I use divisive language, that everyone can unite under their love of art, and then he'll go back to divisive language. So let's see how he follows it up.
Well,
yeah.
He made a post that said Comicsgate. He said, many of you may not believe this, but I don't intend any ill will, and I just want blah, 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 blah. What did you think before you did that? And label
Right.
Yeah,
You're correct. We don't believe it.
No, I don't believe it.
Oh, sorry. When you call people racists or any of that stuff's not there to hurt your fifis. That stuff is there to damage you. It defames, and so yeah, he meant to do damage. It's just now, these people are gonna see that hit in the pocket, and they know that. I'm wondering
actually
something.
Hit me in the pocket. Let me take a $5 super chat here. Custom song maker. Marvel can't force us to buy, but they force thousands of overshipped copies to the retailers. Even with that scam, they still can't outsell Comicsgate.
Yeah.
I called Marvel today. I called them and I wanted to complain.
He did.
And so the lady that answers, she puts me over to a guy. I think his name was like Tim Chung or something. She's like, I asked this if who I should speak to. I was like, should I speak to CB or is there someone else? And she's like, let me check for you. You could talk to this Tim Chung guy. He should be able to help you. So she transfers me. This Tim guy has no clue how to help me. He's like, oh, I'm the wrong person. And I'm like, okay, so then who are you going to transfer me to? He's like, let me get your name and number, and yeah, we'll call you back. Of course, I didn't get any call back.
Hold your breath, dude. Just hold your breath. It'll come.
You know,
Tug, what was your point?
Oh, I was going to say that, sales are bad when you have milestones like Action Comic 1000, selling better than most comic books in the last 20 years. And you have all of these reboots that they have huge shipping numbers, and still we're at -7% from last year. That says that your median comic, your regulars like Punisher, when you can only sell 20,000 copies of Punisher, that is sad.
It is
really sad. Yeah. I also, Nasser, I mean, did you guys catch, so Nasser called into Marvel, right, to ask them what was up? What are you all doing? I love Nasser. I'm thinking
the
about
lady.
that was awesome, man.
Nasser's still a fan who thinks that they actually respond to fans. It's it's adorable.
I was just curious what they'd have to say. And as soon as I started speaking to the lady, she was like, "Oh," and she like completely knew what I was talking about. I could just tell from the way she responded. I was like, I forgot how I worded it, but I was like, saying that I wanted to complain about some of the actions of the writers and editors and artists on Twitter. And as soon as I started speaking, she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I gotcha." Like she knew what I meant.
Yeah. What you should do is you should tweet that phone number out.
Yeah, say ask ask what's what. But here, so I have.
That's a good point. I'm gonna get it now.
Yeah,
off their website.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It is public information.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
do that with I do that at Hasbro and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a fun way. You can. I think calling advertisers and stuff, that's a very effective way. If we want.
I agree.
Yeah.
Nasser, is it 21257?
Yeah, that's
212-576-1212.
Or no, it's 212-576-4000.
4000. Okay. All of the Marvel numbers to all of the different editors begin with 212-576. So you can just randomly type in numbers and you'll probably hit an editor.
Hey, Mike, can I ask you a question about that? So I got a lot of inside friends specifically at Marvel today. Everybody wants to be my friend for some reason, ever since the Caution Zone launched. And, we have some different reporting. Ian's amazing with the reporting and journal. We have a lot of fun projects coming. But let me ask you this question about back in the day, contracting with editors.
Yeah.
Did editors get long-term, multi-year contract or big payout clauses that if they get fired or, weird language that makes Marvel keep them there?
Gosh, I don't know. I never discussed any of the editors'
contracts.
But, I had editor friends just get let go suddenly. So it's like,
just recently?
Probably not. No. This was a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah, right. But did some of well, you'll hear tonight. But the scuttlebutt is that there's big shakeups cooking over there at Marvel. That big Papa D.
I certainly hope so. I hope Ike Perlmutter just walks in there and hands everybody pink slips. Custom song maker again for $2. Nah, sir. Rat body.
Terminasser. I like that
one. People will pay me money to say the funniest things.
Yeah, no, it's kind of awesome. I missed the hit piece from Vulture. Somebody just sent it to me. It came out today. Apparently, every rag and its mom.
Those are all carbon copies.
It's hilarious. I'm reading through it. Every now and then one will pop off with a word like terrorist. That kind of catches my attention. But yeah, I don't know. I thought it was interesting that Inverse chose to take Yellow Flash's image and he called a comic hipster trash, but they didn't actually credit who he was, because last time they did an article on him, he gained like 10,000 subscribers.
Wow.
So they don't really give him credit. Yeah.
Funny. Ben, were you done with your point?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I know, like when I start reading super chats and stuff, it interrupts people's trains of thought. But yeah, we were talking about the image. I know it's called Marvel, blah blah blah. But did you hear the clip, Tug, that I used?
Yeah, I heard that. I heard it right before I came in.
I thought it was so appropriate.
Did you catch CB saying, well, listen, now, we really need comics to be entertainment first and escapism. He said the word escapism.
I did see that. I wish he believed it.
Yeah, me too. I thought I slipped in another dimension. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was getting fake posted again. There's these fake posts going around. I was like, is that really CB saying you care about escapist entertainment?
Oh my gosh, do you see all those fake Mike McCone ones that are going around?
No, but
No.
somebody told me how
Yeah,
that happened today. That happened to me. Not good, and I retracted, but and apologized. But yeah.
Well, I mean, because what he said was just vile and egregious enough. And someone's doing fake versions of it. I don't know if it's an actual fake account or what, or if they're just doing it in Photoshop. But they're like, let's just say they're turning the table and showing the hypocrisy of his statement.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. They keep taking Comic Skater out and adding, different groups just to say how ugly it is. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, yeah. Well, man, that's good if you're making a point. Those websites are absolutely connected. I'm part of a network of web guys that are building our own counter news sites for that. So that'll be coming out real soon. I mean, they're really already out now. There's some that are building up more, but there's a lot of investment in that area.
Good. Yeah, we do need to take the whole.
Well, bounding into comics.
Yeah.
Bleeding Fool. I mean, just the Trailblazers, those kind of guys.
Yep.
So I did tweet out Marvel's public phone number. So if anybody does want to give them a call, go ahead.
Right. Do me a favor. Can you count? I don't want their names. Just count how many people say that you doxed them just now.
All right, we'll do.
It's funny. We were just talking about how when Eric Stevenson took over Image, they were like, oh, we need to find more diverse voices and diverse creators. As a publisher, I would be more concerned about finding good talent, regardless of what's in their pants, or where they put what's in their pants. But it was funny because right before they got to that part of the documentary, I was sitting there thinking, I should do like screen cap all of the people, the founders, the creators, everything. I mean, other than Will Portesio and Jim Lee, everybody up until that right before the Eric Stevenson thing they were all white males, and I was thinking, Comicsgate is so much more diverse.
Yeah.
Than
Have you seen Aftershock? Okay, Aftershock comics.
Oh, man,
They
I hate
advertise on the
Aftershock.
back of theirs. Yeah, so they have they talk about diverse characters and all of this, and they have 2 white dudes and a white chick on the back. So I thought, yeah, that's really diverse. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Mike Martz. Who else is in Aftershock?
One of the milkshake editors, I can't remember.
Oh, Christina Harrington.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
they do a lot of propaganda, though. I picked up the new Garth Ennis, his Walk Through Hell, and it actually looks like a good comic if you can get past like the 3 or 4 pages bitching about Trump and bitching about this or that are like being called the wrong word. I thought, good God, are you kidding me?
I couldn't get past issue 1. It sucked so bad.
Issue 2 was better, but it had all that, that Trump just ranting. I thought, good Lord.
Yeah, I think I seen you send us some screenshots or pictures of it to the group chat. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
I was
it makes you
reading it.
wonder, do these people think that they're like spreading the good news that they hate Trump? Do they think that their fans are really going to be like have their minds changed by constantly putting this crap in their comic books?
Right. Or that we're going to say, oh, you hate America? You hate the president? Oh, wow. Now we see that we should be anti-American.
I think that little echo chamber they're in, I think they think everyone sounds just like that. And they forget, they want to believe that. They sound like Mulder. I want to believe, please.
I hate bringing it up. I don't know if you saw it, Nurkish, but our favorite, harasser.
Call me Nurkish?
Yeah, he did.
You know why, Umbrella? Because I was just writing Nurkish in Twitter.
Because you've been drinking. You're going to pass out in the stream or something.
Never at all. Not yet. But our favorite harasser said today that everybody in the world believes what I believe, and you guys are the small group, right? Everybody else in the world thinks this, right? That's some
how they
thinking. Yeah,
that is how they think. Yeah, I say it all the time, man. They think, and anybody who disagrees, who believes the opposite or whatever, we're just crazy, stupid, or evil. So
Not just that, if you disagree, since they divide everything into just two camps, basically, their progressivism versus, everyone else is conservative. Anybody who disagrees with anything, it's amazing. Like you were talking about diversity of thought, diversity of creed, color, gender, sexuality. I mean, we have all of that over here. We do it under anonymous accounts.
And it's all voluntary. We didn't go hunt down Antonio and say, "Will you join us because you're black and we need some black folks?" It's all it's just people who want to make freaking good comics, and they don't get it.
That's how
They never
Nasser
will.
found
They won't get
CB, though. Didn't you know that's how Nasser found CB? He was like, I want a fat white guy, so I'm gonna go get CB Cebulski. Or he was like, I want an Asian guy, so I'm looking for Akira Yoshida. Where's he at again?
I don't even know who that is.
That's his fake name. He wrote on.
I can't believe he apologized for that.
Yeah, I can believe. Like, I couldn't when he did it, but after listening to him a little while, I could believe it.
I don't care if he did it.
No, I don't care. I mean, even if you ripped off Marvel,
that's a Japanese man. I don't care.
Well, most of my staff's international, right? Spain, Italy, the Philippines, Jakarta.
Are you sure they're not all CB Cebulski?
Not 100%. But I guess my thing is that around the world, they're like, wait a sec, they don't care. They're like these, and they view it the way I do. They see a very elite, lily white, privileged group of people that are calling everybody else names to cause discord.
Yep.
That's it.
CB? Oh, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say the CB thing basically highlights a problem with Marvel anyway, because they wanted to hire a guy. They didn't want to hire CB Cebulski to write that, who had he grew up in Japan. They wanted Akira Yoshida. They wanted that guy. They wanted a stereotype. They didn't want to hire Merritt even then. That illustrates a problem to me right there.
Are you serious? Yeah,
because Akira Yoshida, there are so many stories about, and again, some of them are through, they're through places like Inverse and on. There's a story about how there was an interview where somebody thought they had interviewed Akira Yoshida, and apparently CB Cebulski may have even hired somebody to go in and look like that because they thought they were hiring, an Asian dude. They didn't want to hire a white dude that was from Japan.
The reason he did that was because at the time they wouldn't let an editor edit a book and then write another one for the company. They could only be editors. That's why he used the name. I don't know entirely if they were looking for an authentic voice, but he had to use just any name because he couldn't have written a book. They had rules against editors writing back then.
Wait, what company was that?
Marvel.
Yeah, that was Marvel.
No. What you're saying that Marvel wouldn't let editors write? When was this?
That's what I heard.
Double dip is what it was. They were telling him he couldn't double dip from whatever position. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Something like that.
No kidding.
Yeah, I think that's what.
I remember editors used to freaking write crap all the time. Hell, Jim Shooter wrote most of the like Secret Wars and all that stuff back in the 80s.
Yeah, but I remember hearing in a video that they wouldn't let an editor edit a book and then write a book at the same time. They wanted them only doing one. That's what I heard in some videos.
Do you think they would hire, say, Charlie White to be the authentic voice for Japan, though? I mean, when you hear it,
probably not.
Hey, hold on. Don't mean to bump this, but March Hare for $1.99. Mike, Edwin wants to know if you want to host in 30. Host what? I'm already here. I'm hosting now. What do you want? I don't know what he wants. I'll need clarification on that. Blacklist Universe. Aloha, Mike. I just want to ask if you guys in Comicsgate are still supporting the creators of Blue Mamba and their Indiegogo. I've personally never supported it, but for content, I'll have to let everyone else respond on their own. I don't speak for anyone. No one speaks for anyone in Comicsgate. I mean, no one speaks for everyone. Is that how you say it?
Yeah. I mean, everybody's just as individuals contribute to their own stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
And, about Nasser coming on, try as hard as we did to not like him. We all fell in love with him. And cream always rises to the top, right?
No, he just keeps hacking my system to get in. I don't know how he keeps finding these. So
Because
weird.
Homicidal computer is wild.
I'm
How
confused by something with Nasser. So everyone keeps telling me that we don't have a hive mind, but I look over and I see this giant boar guy staring at me. I'm like, what the hell?
Edwin is debating an anti-comic skater in 30 minutes. Really?
Oh, man.
Who? Do you know who? Is there a name attached to this? Because that should be interesting. Maybe I will host that.
That is pretty cool.
I do. Yeah, I do want, because it seems like none of them are willing to actually discuss it like person in person. Tony Bedard.
It depends who they are too.
Yeah.
You know, like some of them I would not. I don't know. Like that could blow up in your face. Anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's people that aren't going to be worth the time. But if you've got someone who's rational and just, you know, maybe doesn't understand, you know, that thing I posted. I don't know if you guys all read it, but there was that one guy who he was pretty much anti, but he was listening and willing to discuss it. And after about a day, it wasn't me that converted him, but after about a day of just, you know, rational discussion, not you know, nobody was insulting him and nothing, dude, he freaking the day after that he was like promoting Comicsgate.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, it can happen.
I think if
Not
anybody's honest about the points, I mean, when you're talking about professionalism, I mean, you know, all you have to do is see a dude from DC sending someone a picture of their butt, and then you know,
God, it bothered me so much that ended up on freaking Neil Gaiman's page.
Yeah, well, you know, that's not the
DC
first time Neil
didn't
Gaiman
say anything yet.
But still, Neil Gaiman's come at us already once. He's already come at us, posted inverse, and called us a bunch of racists. So
He
hey,
did?
Yeah. That happened a few months back. So, yep.
Oh, wow.
I
Yeah,
mean, as a company, DC has said nothing. Nothing.
No. Mm-mm. And they're not going to. I bet you money they don't do anything.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy any new DC comic until they apologize about that. I'm completely fine never buying another one in my lifetime.
Yeah, you know who else isn't going to say anything? All the families that will stay away from anus DC Comics.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Tug, I'm gonna let you host for a couple minutes. I have to deal with something this guy has in his pants.
That sounds okay. That sounds very bizarre. All right, good. But yeah, I mean that whole butt gay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
I was saying that whole thing. Like you're right. You know, I mean, with families there. I mean, this is supposed to be a line, and also you're talking about the relaunch of Vertigo. I thought it was rather hypocritical that Zoe Quinn is on a title. You know, she's regardless of how nasty and vitriolic she is, she's supposed to be on the safety council for Twitter. So, hey, you know, if you're on the safety council for Twitter, you know, and you talk about cyberbullying and you talk about sexual harassment all the time, well, there you go. There's you a prime example of it. Go deal with it. Go deal with your own co-creator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dreamland, but you know it. So, have you called any other places, Nasser?
No, but I was actually thinking to call DC. I just think it'll still be a waste of time. I thought calling Marvel would be a waste of time, but
call Walmart. Walmart, go for them. Seriously, like if you go after Walmart, because they're hosting the big books now, so I think you would actually be able to get something done with that. Walmart is supposed to be very conservative friendly, and they're supposed to be very family friendly. So I think if you brought up some of the, you know, like Patrick Zurcher talking about Dana Lash should, you know, die this way and that, I don't think they would respond very well with that.
Yeah, but you know, I mean,
that's actually a good point. I'm going to look into that. I'm going to look up the number.
And I mean, that's great. Like what Brett R. Smith's done with Breitbart, and you know, there's a lot of news. You know, tomorrow is a big news day for us. I have different news outlets reaching out to me about various things, so it's gonna be fun, man. 2019 is gonna be huge for everyone.
Yeah, I hope so. Except for DC, though.
No,
DC, man, that pisses me off that they haven't said a word.
What
You know,
pisses me off is they have the expectation that we will keep buying comic books, or they don't. Hey, you know, actually, what pisses me off are the smaller companies that get into this stuff, like an Image. You know, every creator that's associated with Image basically, you know, gets branded by their CFO, who steps out there running his mouth all the time, Eric Larson, or
Yeah,
you know, IDW. Go ahead.
I still buy some Image books just because the creators are the ones that keep the money when it comes to Image. Image doesn't really make much. They make their fee, but all the profits go to the creators. And there are still some Image creators I'd like to support. But if I see Eric Larson on a new book, I'm probably not going to pick it up.
I go creator by creator with Image. I would say that if I question a creator anymore, I won't support them. And it doesn't. There's not many titles I feel good about at all anymore.
most people I know have an absolute ban on it. Since that perverted material that has harmed children has come out. Right? See, that's the thing about DC too. They don't read family blogs. They aren't on family Facebook groups because they don't care. So these families are saying, wow, did you hear about DC Comics and their professionals doing that? And everybody's talking about it, but silence is consent. So that kind of attack against just a family guy goes unchallenged by DC. That is acceptable. So that's standard, right?
I thought Alterna being attacked was really crazy. You know, Alterna Comics pretty much because their CEO or owner or whatever, I don't know his position, Peter Samedi. You know, Peter Samedi's a nice guy, but he follows everybody. He reposts. He's professional, very professional. Well, he was attacked the other day, not only by Jennifer de Guzman, but also by one of the people that worked on a project for him. He gave them a job, and they attacked him for sharing a Comicsgate centric post.
Move the needle. It had moved the needle in it. He didn't catch it quick enough. Reposted it, and they just destroyed his business after being in business for 10 years.
He reposted them anyway. He'll repost it though. He'll repost it anyway. It won't matter. Like he always reposts.
Yeah, I love Peter. I talked to him a little bit. We talk about some industry stuff, but I really love Alterna, and he's like the best example of a professional in like all of comics. So whenever I see some Alterna books, I'll pretty much grab most of them, if not all of them.
Yeah, $1.52. I mean, come on, really? Yeah.
Yeah, they have like double-sized issues for $2. Like you really cannot beat that.
No.
My boy gets Alterna, the whole pack for like $20. He got all the number ones. He was able to get into the stories. That was cool. Pete's awesome.
We need to get those into Walmart.
Yeah.
Newsprint.
It's really imperative to me. I mean, if we're making this kind of money, selling our initial runs and stuff, we can eat a little bit to do outreach, and try to get them into the places where kids can actually, do these spontaneous buys like we used to when we were kids and there were spinner racks and stuff.
Right.
So
I think he's
Walmart,
getting them into Dollar General. I think the store was. He's getting
that too. Yeah.
Alternate in there, and
he had gotten into Books a Million. He had gotten into the magazine portion. They carried single issues, but I think he's still connected with them because of magazine. So he managed to do that as well. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
but I think even if we're gonna end up doing our our own imprints or our own companies or whatever, if we could do it as an Alterna outreach thing where we just use a single source for these particular outreach printings of our comics, I'd be totally down with that. I don't even care if I break even or lose money on it.
I'm using Alterna, actually. I'm using Alterna to do 500 issues of Ravage #1 for me on newsprint, and I'm using those as marketing material. I'm sending them out to comic book stores. I'm sending them out to businesses, places where that they can buy packs of cautionary comics books and put them up on the shelf.
Right, that's good. Right on.
Actually, people off of YouTube and stuff advertising his comic books and everything. Like Underground Geek, that's a comics gator. He actually advertises in Alterna, so I think that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you can't send them out media mail.
Good point.
Aloha Blacklisters. Nice. So, gosh, we did at least tackle a little bit of Marvel, right?
Yeah. Yep. But you know, the good stuff is we are all. What page did you say you were on? 30?
32.
32 already, man. How's everything going with you, Nasser?
Here,
We're
I'll just show part of it because I want to watch the whole thing. Let's see. That's blurry.
Well, I like it.
yeah,
show
yeah,
the
we're
rest.
pretty much set to order. I think within a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's gonna be probably about a week. I thought by now we'd be ordering, but Sean needed a couple more days on these pages because man, he is putting so much detail into them. They're coming out so beautiful. Like he's really taking his time, and you could see I can't tell you enough how beautiful it is, and I wish I could show you guys more pages, but it's such a short book that I can't, or else it'd be pretty much spoilers everywhere.
Yeah, I would have. I thought I would have had time to work on this book while I was, doing the Indiegogo and all that stuff. But oh my gosh, that was such a time suck. Otherwise, I probably should have been done by now.
I thought I gave myself about 45 to 60-day buffer for everything that I didn't know, the unknowns, right? And I'm probably going to need that time with printing and shipping.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? I mean, it's so much. Yeah,
Mike, I'm surprised how fast you work and how beautiful the pages come out. You put some really nice detail in there, and you get it done so quick.
Listen, Mike, I don't know. Listen, Mike, I don't want to have to tell you. I'm going to throw this out there. I think you should go pro. You're good at it.
I don't know, man. I heard there's no money in comics.
Somebody in the chat said I missed out on 5 to 10 grand by closing. I suppose, but I was trying to get it all sorted out and shipped by September, and so I wanted to have the final numbers and all that so I could start ordering supplies.
That was
Yeah.
Sir Cecil was rubbing that in. Don't reply to that.
Although no, I think he's right though. You know what? But you overshot your mark anyways, so be happy with where you're at. But
yeah, I'm totally happy with what we got.
For the future, dude. If you're like I'm doing this, I think I did the numbers, and I'm at about 2,500, 2,600 copies that I need for this run. Actually, more than that because once I know I'm getting pricing right now on my printing, but I'm probably going to print 3 times that because I'm going to have these available as a tier for the next 2 campaigns. So if dude, overprint and then make it an option to get this book and your next book in your next tier, because you're just going to build your fan base up. I started my first campaign. I had about 1,000 subs. I'm now over 2,100, almost at 2,200 subs. By the time I get to my next campaign, I'll probably be over 3,000 subs, maybe close to 4,000 subs. I don't know. It depends on how fast I grow. But that's going to be all these other people who didn't have a chance to get the first book, and people are going to want both books. So, yeah, overprint.
I'm overprinting. I think I'm printing an extra like 300 copies.
How many copies total did you sell?
Up the bounce, but
all right, Ben. Good to see you.
Guys, later. Bye.
Hey, man.
All right.
We sold 1,224, I believe. So I'm going to print an extra 300 on top of that.
I probably would have just printed 2,000. Hold on, Nassar. My son has a question for you.
Can you send me a picture of your face?
Don't ask why. He's doing a comic strip.
Oh.
Maybe. You don't want a giant eye in it, No,
no giant eye. That's what he's using right now. Michael McLaughlin.
Here,
for
he can take a
$10.
picture now. I'll put the camera.
There you go, Elijah. It's on there now. Well, he could just download this stream later.
Okay.
Hey guys, I was at a chain bookstore, Barnes & Noble, and they have all the graphic novels and associated merch in their own section, like a mini comic book store. Please look into that. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, bookstore
definitely.
sales are a definite avenue we're going to be going
Yeah,
down.
I've looked into bookstores for my novels, but they don't usually put in self-published ones into the stores, but I think it'll be different for graphic novels. It was more so because mine's print on demand, and Books A Million, pretty sure it was Books A Million specifically said on their website they didn't like print on demand books, but I am in Barnes and Nobles on their website only.
So you're not doing POD on Stardust, are you?
No, that's just going to be it's going to have like a 1,500, little over 1,500 book print run.
And did you get pricing on like 2,000? Because the more you print, the cheaper it gets.
Yeah, but I think for the amount I'm looking to print, I think 2,000 is still the same cost per book as 1,500 for the printer I was looking at.
Mm.
And the printer has a really quick turnaround, so I'm pretty much going to stick with it because they have a 2-week turnaround, and everyone else is like a month to like 2 months.
Right on. Tug, are you reading something?
I was trying to read the chat. I like reading the chat, man.
Yeah, I get stuck there too.
Yeah, that's what I was looking over there trying to figure out. Just watching a conversation. You know, and I kind of got stuck in the middle of it.
Someone says in the chat that I look like a middle-aged lesbian.
That's confirmed. Don't assume.
Is that how I look?
No comment.
You guys are killing me.
Yeah, true that. I don't see middle aged in there.
Yeah, just the lesbian.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, see, at least you don't get all offended, like Not Famous, when I asked if she was transsexual or
Bro, that was
or trans whatever.
That was her proof when me and Ben were like, we'll each give $1,000 if you prove we're a hate group. And she was like, Mike asked me if I was trans. And I was like, so that means the whole group's a hate group.
Well,
So they
that's
want
the
you to
funny
know
thing
their-
is that a whole lot of people said, yeah, I was wondering that too.
Well, they want you to know their identity. You know, they want you to know their pronouns and all of that. So, you know,
Yeah, well, I know
if
her
you ask
pronoun
them-
is her, so that's what I was wondering.
yeah. I mean, you're just trying to find out more about that. There's no winning. It doesn't matter.
If you're
Everything-
obviously a dude or a chick, then why do you have to post what your pronouns
Right.
are?
Dude, I thought she was trans too, but then she said she was cis.
Well, I don't know the big controversy with not WorldCon, but it was WorldCon. You know, it wasn't the John De La Rose people being threatened. Their big controversy was someone was given male pronouns when they wanted theirs to be literally ear himself. So
Yeah,
that was the one they responded to.
Yeah, I would never call anyone like E or whatever it was.
I don't even know what you said.
Yeah, I like half know what he said, but they have these weird like pronouns. I think it's like E or Z or
Yeah, it's
something.
the letter E, the letter EM, the letter EIR, and then like himself, but instead himself. So that was their stuff.
So, like, if they were speaking with an accent, they say himself, ourself,
Exactly, himself.
himself. Right. Okay. So the Cockney, he just say he's Cockney.
I thought that was insane. Like it was the biggest issue in the world apparently, and they came in, they apologized, but they didn't apologize for the violence shown toward conservatives or toward John De La Rose. That wasn't an issue, but someone
No, of course
getting the
not.
wrong pronoun.
How could that be an issue?
I guess. I just thought, man.
What a
It says
world, what a
something.
world.
Well, I saw like the Brightwise saying that they will not be attending that one festival. You know, the
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Lakeside or I mean they put it out, and I was looking through all of the conversations where people have been trying to get them barred and banned from them or worse. I mean there's some language there that I would take as insinuating violence. No no outward threat yet that I've seen, but I've seen some that insinuate that. So,
Yeah, I backed out of Dragon Con this weekend,
yeah, well,
which is too bad because it is probably the funnest show of the year for me. But
they have a very questionable past. Have you ever, about
Yeah.
that Ed Kramer guy? Ugh.
yeah, I came in after that was already resolved.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that. But yeah, I've only been doing it for like 4 or 5 years.
Hey, somebody sent me this tweet. It says DC Universe is answering fans' questions live on the DCU live stream. Tune in to see if yours will be featured. Imagine if we asked about Robbie Rodriguez on this. Let's see. There's a YouTube
No,
link.
it says, "Will yours be featured?" No, that will not be featured.
I don't know what we had. I don't know what we had to
But if
do
we
because it
If
takes
we
you.
could fill up their live chat with that question until they shut it down, because I've been tagging Jim Lee in that scenario.
Don't you have his like phone number or something?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna freaking. Well, I don't have his phone number anymore. He moved. Ethan is loving variant covers now.
But I don't know what you have to do because it just takes you to the live stream. And I don't know any rules. So
Well, if it's a live stream on YouTube, it'll have the chat. So
yeah, but I don't know if they're taking because there's no super chats. They don't have it. So I don't know if we gotta ask questions.
But if you could get the whole community to just inundate that chat.
Okay,
Hey, Edwin.
everyone, while you listen to us, don't leave this stream. Just open up the DC Universe Live introducing DC Daily stream on the DC YouTube, and then just ask about Robbie Rodriguez.
Oh, is it going on right now?
Yeah, as we speak, it's going on right now.
Oh, yeah. Just keep asking. It's like, hey, Jim Lee, what's your position on showing your anus to other creators? Don't quote me.
I'm gonna bring in the guest if that's okay.
Oh, you just want to do it on this one? That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all have your forum.
All right. Thanks for coming on,
Hey,
brother.
Doug.
See you, Rob.
Now I did tell him since we were gonna move it over here.
All right.
That while we were doing the discussion, that nobody else would jump in and dogpile him.
Okay, Nasser, beat
Is
it.
that cool? Well, I mean, Nasser can hang. I just want to make sure nobody's dogpiling him. Yeah, because we were originally going to do it on my channel, but I didn't want to.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah. No, calm, peaceful, rational discussion. We don't even have to debate. We'll just discuss.
Cool. And yeah, I had put out a call about a week ago for anyone who would come on and discuss with me.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently this gentleman had gone on with Unranked Chevron. And Unranked Chevron's been kind of like a Comicscape YouTuber for quite a bit, doing comic book reviews and stuff. And apparently this young man had gone on with him. And
nice.
Came recommended. So, and he was the only one who would respond to the call. All these people want to write articles and such, but nobody actually wants to sit down and talk.
Yeah, it's funny, right? Usually when you write an article, you want to interview some of the people you're talking about.
Yeah.
Apparently they forgot how to be journalists.
I got muted by the person that just made that whatever Comicsgate one on the that one we were talking about earlier. I forgot what the website was. But I replied to their article that just came out. I said Comicsgate is not a hate group. And then they screenshotted me and they're like, time to mute you.
Yeah. Are you making those for this?
What is that?
He's making little puppet heads.
He's making
of us.
Would you guys like to do some voiceovers?
He wrote a script.
Is it going to be the Mike Miller Bonanza puppet show, or what are we doing here?
Hello, nice. hello. This is, you can't see properly because it's
It looks like a pie lover.
Go get me some pie. Go get me some pie.
Spoiling them.
Peter Gilmore says, Blacklist Universe, the DC live chat is full of Comicsgate. Fantastic. We shall own it. Oh, it's John Malin. We're going to be debating John Malin. I didn't know he was in.
Ta-da!
What's up, John? How you doing?
Oh,
Ah.
apparently I am an hour off time.
Oh, are you? You're an hour early.
Yeah, I guess it was conversion time.
John, there
Good
was
thing, good thing you guys got me now.
right on, right on. Edwin
Hey,
was
I thought it was funny, Mike, because you, me, and Ethan, we all had a discussion on variant covers where you're like, yeah, variant covers. Do a variant cover for Graveyard Shift. And I'm like, nah, I don't really see a point. And then I deferred to Ethan. I go, Ethan, what do you think? And he's like, yeah, no, not really a point. What? 3 days later, boom, variant cover, Cyberfrog.
Yep. Yeah. There it is. And how's he doing? I haven't checked in the last few hours.
I haven't checked in a while neither.
Check it out. Check it out.
I'll go to his Twitter and try to find the link.
Well, you could just go look up Cyberfrog on Indiegogo. I can't because my computer is
the first thing on his Twitter. It's in the pinned tweet. Let's see. It's loading. It's taking forever to load. Oh, he's at 23,750.
Just like the personality module.
For a variant cover. So rad. And he's going to be on TV, what, Thursday? Was it TV or?
No, I think it's the YouTube.
Is that public knowledge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he mentioned it on stream.
Okay.
I don't remember what he said he was going to be on, though. But maybe that's not. I don't remember. Mark C. for $5. Anusgate is littering the DC Universe live stream. They shut down their super chat halfway through.
No.
Oh, shit.
Oh man,
no.
I love you guys.
Owned it. Owned it.
Amazing.
That is awesome. People are super chatting it.
Fantastic.
Oh no.
There it is.
There it is. John, I'm gonna be backing Graveyard Shift in a little bit.
Well, thanks, Nasser.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the book and the ash can.
Cool. You the man. I appreciate it. I'll get Nerd Wonder to do a special signing for you or something.
Yippee!
Yeah.
So is DC's thing on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on the DC YouTube.
Man, would we get a copyright strike if we did like a Mystery Science Theater 3000? How would that work?
Oh, no, we would not. Although we wouldn't be able to hear it. But we could sure watch their chat.
Dude, I opened it right now. It's all Anusgate. That's all it says. Just scroll up. You'll see it everywhere.
Hold on. What's the channel called? DC Comics?
Yeah, just type in DC. It's the first thing that comes up.
Actually, why don't you do it, Edwin? Because I can't. My computer.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the.
Okay, all right. Let me show.
Lone Star Squadron. Oh.
All right, let's see how this works. Let's see. I want to share an application window. Hang on. Let's see if I can separate this out.
Holy crap! Yeah, their whole chat, dude. It's not just not just super chats. Everybody is writing #Anusgate in their chat room. Holy shit!
Anusgate. I'm putting fire around you.
We got people saying fire Robbie Rodriguez. Oh man.
Anusgate.
So who are we looking at here? Who is this?
That's George Perez.
That's George Perez.
Yeah.
Hey,
That must be some kind of pre-recorded thing there.
wow, it is all Anusgate. Man, that is
The internet.
Everyone,
The
open up
internet is the best.
Everyone, open up the DC.
that is
Open up the
quite a bit of
DC
anus.
channel in a different tab. Go to their chat. Type in Anusgate. Type in Fire Robbie. just mute them and listen to us. This is gold. This is pure gold, you guys. And when you're done,
That's quite a bit of Anusgate.
about
Wow.
everything.
Holy shit. Look, this is why you cannot let these things go unchallenged, guys. This is why.
Gosh.
This isn't even the end of it, guys. Look, when just like Nasser did with CB, look, that it's going to be times 10 at these live appearances. They're going to have to stop doing them.
Wow. Wow.
This whole thing is going
Chat
to
is moving
come
so
down.
fast.
That's a whole lot of anus gate right there.
Holy shit! If they don't know, see, look, and
Dude,
that's going to bring more people. to
Tiffany, what are they talking about in the interchats?
And that's going to bring more people to Comicsgate. That's why all this is great for us guys, because every time people do this, people are like, "What?
Yeah.
What's going on?"
Is anus gate? Now we need to go on Twitter and hashtag and explain anus gate to people.
Someone wrote Nasser in there. Nasser.
Oh,
Somebody
Guys,
put,
this is great.
Comic historians on there now.
comic story.
Oh no!
Is this all pre-recorded stuff?
It's got to be because they're
A
editing.
lot of this
it
stuff
out.
is, yeah.
Oh,
What
man.
is
When
the
did they
live-
answer the
what's
questions?
live about it?
Oh
Live
no,
NBC
it just
PC
keeps
Daily.
going.
That isn't that Robbie
Introducing-
Rodriguez, is it? With the big mustache?
Hi,
no.
you might have seen my anus on TV.
I just want to draw stories, but I don't want to show you my man bits. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, it's comic poop. I mean, comic pop.
You may know me from such films as The Back Hole.
Oh, no.
You
Brown
guys
Eyed.
love that Aftershock ad? Did anyone
Coming
see
up.
that?
Live unboxing. DC fans sound off.
Lone Star.
Surprise.
Chris Crosby put Lone Star. Anus gate.
Live DC trivia. Oh, wait. Alex, I'll take famous anuses for 300. Oh, yeah. Mrs.
Fire
Borat
Robbie.
says, tain't no big thing.
Oh man. Howdy, Mike S. Miller. Oh man, dude, we have 352 people watching this right now.
Oh my God.
This is the biggest live audience I've ever had.
All right. Now we got something good. Some Linda
Yeah.
Carter action. This is the best thing they've had on so far.
Oh my gosh.
Doomba doomba.
Called me. Hold on, I gotta check this phone call real quick.
Okay.
Hello?
Juan, when are they going to take questions?
They're not gonna take questions. I wanna, dude. People are tagging you, Edwin.
Too funny.
I wonder if this part here is
Kevin
live.
Smith is starting
I
to
think
look like
the Kevin
a
Smith part might be
POW.
live.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, what have I
What
got myself
is
into?
going on?
You know him from Freaks and Geeks and Inglorious Bastards.
Oh, I think it is live.
Sam, welcome to the show, Sam Levine, ladies.
Oh my gosh, I gotta post something anus gate on.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah, this part is live. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'm playing it on my phone.
Thank you. I like to say I'm not just a geek in real life. I've also played one. Nice.
Yeah, you don't. I'm not just a silly boy on TV. Who is this for? See, this is why I said, you know, that the corporate comics would try this stuff. But like, look at this guy on the end. Like, I have no idea why I'm here.
Right.
But I wore my cool shoes. Hello, fellow kids.
Oh my gosh, this has got to be the funniest thing to happen ever.
Oh, my wife says that's a token boomer.
Right. That's okay about.
Oh my God.
Oh, vividly, because I have an older brother, so that's really how I got into this. And my brother's 2 years older.
Yeah,
so it's
your
that
older
when he
brother
started
got you, huh?
okay,
Painted anus.
Oh man. Yeah, this guy, the guy with the gray hair, though, is like, what? What am I? Why am I here?
Wait a second. Is that John Barrowman?
Is it? He's got his legs crossed away from the geeks, though. He's like, yeah.
Does anyone know if that? I mean, it looks like John Barrowman, but
Oh, please don't get any on me. But I'll make eye contact with you, young lady.
Well, if it's John Barrowman, he wouldn't be looking at the young lady.
Mm.
That for me was everything. I got their pain, man.
Hail Caesar. Anus gate. Anus gate. Anus gate.
Oh my God.
Larry Eagle, dude. How do you do those star or asterisks?
I don't know. Oh my gosh, this is so fun.
Comicsgate is just taking this over. Oh my God. Lone Star Squadron, ho! The Pie Man coming.
They are never going to do this again.
And what is this guy? He's telling us about his granny's meatloaf recipe. What is this?
Not my hashtag. Not my anus. Have they ever done this before?
Is he doing interpretive dance? What is this?
No, have they ever done a DC Universe Live before?
I don't know if they have. This will probably be the last one.
I think they are trying to come into our space.
It doesn't appear to be working well for them.
Bruh. This is hilarious.
Oh man.
What was the story about Clerks, right? Because that was Kevin Smith's first big movie, right? Wasn't there?
Yeah.
Wasn't that kind of
well, it wasn't his first big movie. It was his first movie.
Right? Small movie, yeah.
You know what an anus looks like? That is John Barrowman. Why is his hair gray? Did he forget?
No, it
to dye
isn't.
Isn't it? Dude,
No.
that's freaking John Barrowman. You can't tell me
No,
that's
it's not.
Yeah.
No,
dude,
it's not.
Look at him.
No,
is
that
it
doesn't
then?
look like him.
On the right.
No,
With the
I
gray
don't
hair.
think that's him.
Now let's take some questions from the YouTubes.
Tell Mike Miller of Applebee's is calling.
It'll be the- Oh my God.
Dude, that's John Barrowman.
Someone should ask Kevin Smith how he feels about.
Actually, wait, that might be.
It is.
might
It's
be
totally
right.
John Barrowman.
Kevin Smith how he feels about penis cancer. Is he for it or against it? Or-
Penis cancer, for or against? Do it.
Oh,
That's John Barrowman, Anus Gate.
oh no.
I'm like, hey,
Somebody
Ollie.
said kick Nasser in the DC stream.
Oh,
Oh no.
maybe that's why he's got his legs.
They're answering me. They're answering me in the DC chat.
And then I scared them and stuff. And I like
This is
My
so
Little
funny.
Pony.
I'm laughing so hard at this. They're never gonna do this.
Right me in there.
No,
They're
no.
never gonna do this again.
Oh, it was a bad
Shut it,
idea.
Nasser.
If we can get that going.
Uh,
Hashtag, it was a bad idea.
Comic Artist Pro Secrets. It was a bad idea. Yes. Everybody do it. Everybody put hashtag it was a bad idea.
Oh, don't you have to say
Okay.
yes, it was a bad idea? Is it yes, it was a bad idea, or it was a bad idea?
Just put it was a bad idea.
Just, it was a bad idea.
It was a bad idea. Mike Miller cooks great barbecue. Yeah, we know this. It was a bad idea. Oh, hell Pizer. It was a bad idea. Oh, there we go. Yeah, rocking it. Rocking it. Oh, DC
Oh my
Comics.
gosh.
All your base are belong to us.
This is great.
Oh my God. Oh. What a train wreck, though. All right, so
We're gonna leave it on this the whole time.
wash your poopy hole.
Wash your
Yeah, man.
Graveyard shift. Come on. It was a bad idea.
Oh,
Go get Daddy's belt.
go get Daddy's belt.
Trump broke Tom Taylor. Oh,
you know,
that's great.
somewhere DC Comics they have like a production assistant somewhere that is just like losing her mind right now.
I gotta share this.
Oh, do it.
Oh, I want him to go. I want him to go to the questions so badly.
Get to the questions. Get to the questions.
DC Universe Online.
It's all about the chat.
This is your universe. Oh, it is now.
Okay, now they're doing some recorded part.
Oh my gosh.
Who
Hey,
is this made for? I mean, I realize sometimes that we're a bunch of spiritual boomers, if not actual boomers, talking about nonsense. But who is this made for?
Dude, I got no clue. It doesn't even appeal to us younger kids, okay?
Oh my
scroll
god.
up. Join my chat.
Oh. This is so cool. This is scary.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay. New hashtag, everybody.
Okay.
Trebuchet Robbie.
Trebuchet
How do
Robbie.
you even spell that?
Trebuchet.
Yeah.
Why don't we just say
Trebuchet.
catapult?
Whoa. It
No,
is scary.
Trebuchet.
Oh, what are these people?
Trebuchet Robbie, huh?
Trebuchet Robbie. Everybody. Trebuchet Robbie.
Holy shit, that looks so awful.
Where did the trebuchet thing come from? Like
That's from Ethan.
well, I know, but I'm saying like how did he even come up with that?
I don't know.
Why didn't he just say catapult or something?
Well, Kelsey on the chat says that he wants to see Kevin Smith say
the Speed Force has deserted me.
Whoa, crazy. I just want to hear Kevin Smith say anal gate. Trebuchet Robbie.
Trebuchet Robbie. There it is.
Oh.
What?
I've been roofied. No, John Barrymore. Oh. No.
Yeah, that's the name of the comic.
Oh my god. Ring. Oh.
Yeah.
You've frozen my anus.
Oh wait, someone says trebuchet
James
is different from the catapult. How are they different? I thought they were like the same thing.
No, they're not. Trebuchet uses a different mechanism than a catapult.
Oh.
That was amazing.
They're applauding the chat.
It's the best.
They are applauding the chat.
They all look like a bunch of cucks.
See, if they were savvy, they'd have like some Preparation H ads or something with all this. When I am experiencing rectal discomfort.
James Hudnall's watching right now. I should send him a link.
Who?
I want to do a couple for announcements. Oh, James Hudnall?
Yeah.
Frozen anus. Trolls are out in force tonight. Yes. Yes, we are. We now.
Hey, Kelsey.
Hey. Oh, what's going on now?
Kelsey.
I'm not even supposed to be on here, so I want to see what's going on.
Kelsey, don't we got you chained to a desk somewhere?
That's where I'm supposed to be. What is this? DC is getting blasted or something?
Yeah.
Blasted.
So DC is starting their first, I think it's their first DC Universe Live, introducing DC Daily. So they're trying to take over our space with YouTube. And so all of Comicsgate is in their live chat saying whatever we tell them to say.
Come on, guys. Fire Robbie, fire Robbie.
Trebuchet Robbie Rodriguez.
He's got a very manly chest. Can I play with your action figure there?
Nasser's chair.
There's another one. Hashtag they hate us because they ain't us.
They hate us.
I feel like I'm going to get a call from Jim Lee any minute. James Hudnall in the chat. How you doing, buddy?
At the HUD.
Hello,
They
James.
hate us because they ain't us.
Oh no! Give him a pal right in the kisser. Mm.
Oh man.
Oh.
Oh, this is so funny. It's
Guys,
killing me.
instead of a Comicsgate live tonight, can we just do this? Like, let's get Ethan on right now. Or let's go to his channel and get like all 75,000 people in on this.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
John Barrow can tell us about his favorite issue of Archie. Mm. This
Hey, turn the volume back up so we can hear what they're saying.
This Aquaman has a very manly chest. Mm.
Well, who's all in that? I see Kevin Smith. And then
He's ready for action.
I have to admit, I love John Barrowman. He loves his fans so much. He's so
Yeah,
much
he's probably
fun.
a good
Yeah.
guy, but oh my God, what is he in?
Kevin Smith is looking pretty good.
Oh yeah, he lost 50 pounds.
Yeah, he looks like Skinny Kev.
Yeah, he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
So who is the host?
Kevin Smith.
No, I mean the young woman here.
Oh, I don't know.
Is she just someone who got drafted into?
Hate us because they ain't us. They hate us because they ain't us.
Yes. Don't it make your brown eye? Don't it make your brown eye blue?
Coming up, I wonder how long they're going to do this. How long is this black hole gate? No, brown hole gate. Brown hole gate.
Yeah.
Or brown eye gate. What? Brown eye or brown hole?
Are they gonna have some
Brown hole
exclusive content from Robbie Rodriguez?
Excreted from Robbie Rodriguez.
Oh. Hashtag pucker.
Miller was here. Red Hood.
Oh,
Brown
hashtag
Eye Blues.
Brown Eye Blues.
We want Robbie. Oh my gosh. And now
Be
a
cool.
flashback to when he could make good movies.
Be cool, soul brother.
Brown Eye Gate.
Guys, there are
Stop letting me send messages to it.
viewers on this.
Who's got me?
I gotta go on my other YouTube. My messages stopped going through.
Oh, these Superman movies were still.
Oh, are they blocking?
I don't know. They started to disappear when I hit send.
You might be sending too many.
Yeah, that happens. You can't just keep spamming.
Probably.
Yeah. This first Superman movie, you know, it looks probably a little bit funny compared to today's standards, but it was still so good. You know
It
what I mean?
was so good, man. Great. We
Still-
are Comicsgate.
Still my favorite, that 1 and 2.
Oh, somebody hashtag leave Robbie alone.
Oh no. I can't go for that. No. No can do.
Who else is pumped? Don't make it your Brown Eye Blue.
Let me slide over next to you, handsome.
Gosh, I wonder if that's his natural hair. I guess so, huh? And nobody dyes their hair white. Looks like
Bring
Steve
back
Martin.
the beard. This is ridiculous.
Heinous.
Oh, you've tightened up, Kevin Smith. You're tight like a tiger.
Look at Kevin. He's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Yeah.
all right, guys, I got a jet, but you guys have fun. It's later on.
Oh no, is Jim live?
Nice.
Jim's there and he's live. They're trying to take over the space. Say hi, Jim. Tell everybody. Everybody put. No, that would be messed up.
Okay, sorry, my computer froze.
Oh, now there's two Nassers here.
Dun dun. Which
Hey.
one's real, Mike?
So I really don't know celebrities or any of these people. Anybody? I mean, I know Kevin Smith and Captain Magoo there, but
Brian Tong, daily cast member, DC daily cast member. Okay, these people are unimportant to comics. They're diversity hires. These two people are
Is it-
diversity hires.
Do you know him from Benihana's, or how do you know this young man?
No, because nobody's ever heard of them, and they're just they're cast members of this show. So they're trying to create an online presence without having to always have, you know, actual like creative staff on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She looks like what's your face from 30 Rock?
Someone says Mike is only 4'11".
Little hashtag Liz Lemon there. All right, Liz Lemon. Don't get any lemon in your anus gate. I'm lizzing. Hashtag I'm lizzing.
Edwin
Where is
Boyette is
Cecil?
love.
Yes, everyone. Hashtag where is Cecil?
Where is Cecil? Where is Cecil? Hashtag where is Cecil? Oh.
No.
Oh my
Booker T,
God.
you're looking real jacked, baby.
and then Mike Miller teach me sharpen knife real good. Yeah, that was horrible.
Someone said
Tom-
Nasser is the next Stephen King.
Nasser is the next.
Robbie Rodriguez did 9/11.
Nasser might actually be the next Pennywise the Clown. I think all this horror
Was
stuff
Pennywise
he's
a
writing.
robot?
But no, I'm just saying all
Nasser
this horror stuff you're writing is all just autobiographical.
Look at those two. They look so uncomfortable next to each other, don't they? I mean, their body language is like.
Well,
Is
yeah, yeah. The guy on the right got a little. He felt that rejection from Kevin, so
Yeah.
it's a little tense now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And they're like,
Yeah,
we're just going through the motions. I don't even really want to look at you.
Yep.
Look at that. That's face of hate.
You know what? I'm as straight as the day is long, but I would have taken a hug from that man.
He's
Without
right here.
stiffening up like I freaking had
What
Robbie
after
Rodriguez
these
hold.
Right after these cameras go off, I'm gonna slap the taste right out of your mouth, Kevin Smith. Oh.
When you are asleep, and that's when I creep.
Oh no! Somebody put hashtag make Angus great again.
Oh. Lick on the butter.
Lick all the butt hurt.
Oh no! Oh, oh,
Oh no!
oh!
James, are you there? Can you hear me?
Is he? He's probably just hanging out in disgust.
There he is. There he is. Edwin Boyette is God. Oh, I don't think even Ed would want to hear that.
No.
Oh, was this James? Were you the guy on Ethan's stream the other day?
Your mic's off, bruh.
Yeah,
Nope. Now it's off again.
Now you
If
muted
there's something
yourself.
wrong
We can't hear you. Hashtag Boomergate.
Your butt hurt yet?
How about hashtag get Robbie a Brazilian?
Let's see. Have y'all ordered Lone Star and Cyber Frog yet? Sell some comic books on DC.
Hey, Mike, where did you say Jim Lee's at?
Oh, he was at a little desk on the side, like, you know, pull Jim up on the side. He doesn't.
Well,
I don't know why he's not.
Sitting in a chair.
Yeah, why he's not in the chair with those guys? He's more
Got
important
a
than Kevin
comic
Smith.
legend off in a small corner of the room.
Yes, back of the bus, you little Asian man.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, Kevin. It's gonna happen. We can do this the
Oh,
hard way.
hashtag Kevin, hug him back.
Yep. Yeah. Kevin, hug him back. Hug him back.
Kiss him, Kevin. Don't be a homophobe.
Yeah. Kevin, hug him back. Kevin, I like you and I want you. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. Kevin, hug him back. Beautiful. Kevin, hug. Oh my God. Everybody has so much body language, like so much. Everybody looks like a bobblehead.
Yeah.
And maybe this is just a TV thing, and I don't know. Oh, go to the questions. Heather,
This stream is so full of soy. Anus approved. Is there an offline mode?
I wonder how much. I wonder how much they paid for this, and all this. I wonder if they're going to disable chat or disable.
I know, that's what I
chat
wonder.
replay, right?
Looking homophobic, Kevin. Hug John back. Oh no.
Yeah, he's looking.
Fire, Robbie. Smith has hair plugs. Comic
There's only-
skaters kick rocks. No one wants you here. Aw.
There's only so many times you can reject me, Kevin. Every man has a breaking point. I'm smiling on the outside, but I'm
Where's
crying
Bagel
inside.
Fire Dan Didio.
This is whack.
Hashtag save Jim Lee.
Hashtag fire the Dio.
Shout out to Mike Miller. How about hashtag let Jim Lee talk?
Yeah.
Hashtag back Lone Star on Indiegogo.
Yeah, let's get back Lone
Or
Star.
no, or can we just type in LoneStarComic.com?
Oh yeah, why not? Well,
Lone Star Comic
because you can't do.
Oh yeah. Well, just type out the word dot instead of putting a dot.
No, it still blocks you.
Ah, okay.
Lone Star.
Lone Star and Indiegogo, I guess.
Yeah,
But
Lone Star Indigo.
no one puts Jim Lee in the corner.
No, Mike S. Miller doesn't work at Benihana, Edwin Boyette.
Hashtag free Jim Lee. Yes. Free Jim Lee. Let Jim Lee talk.
They've got this. They've done this DC live in. Are any of these guys?
Who's the guy on the pinball machine?
I don't know.
He got bumped. I guess he was the least significant guy. He's like, well, you know, out of all the people here, you're kind of the homeliest. So go stand in the background for a little bit.
Free Jim Lee. Free Jim Lee. Benihana chef.
Digital Labs. No, he's going to give you the walkthrough, and then
Someone has to take that clip and then put Robbie Rodriguez's butthole on his tablet.
swipe right for Robbie Rodriguez's butthole.
Wait, what are they even showing us right now?
Nobody puts Jim Lee in a corner. Oh, that's brilliant. Nobody puts Jim Lee in a corner.
I said that. I just told you guys that, and I got zero reaction from you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh my god!
Everybody do that.
What is
Dirty
it?
dancing.
No one puts Jim Lee in a corner.
No one puts Jim Lee. That's a long one. No one puts Jim Lee. I type like a boomer. Jim Lee in the corner.
Oh my gosh, I'm crying. I'm my own meme. I'm crying from laughing so much.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, James.
I had to switch to different mic because for some reason my normal mic isn't working. I don't know what's going on.
Weird. Are you freaking laughing at this as hard as I am?
It's that show. It looks like it's going to be really boring. I can tell right away without even hearing what they're saying.
Mike Miller is best chef.
Crying Mike Miller.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah. Hey, there's one. Put Comic Skate loves John Barrowman.
You know, when he's skinny like this, he kind of looks like the low budget version of Tony Stark. Like if you couldn't get the real Tony Stark.
There's Jim. Hey, they let us see Jim. Yay.
Oh yeah, for like 1 minute out of this whole thing.
Jim, you go sit in corner and draw a picture, okay?
Oh no.
We'll turn around every 20 minutes and say hi.
Did Jim Lee wear
They're
a brown?
listening. They're listening to us. They've got it split screen with, or not split screen, but they actually have it opened up. They better be bringing them over. Anal blast.
Oh, free Jim.
Cecil says Jim Lee for Cecil.
Low budget Stark. Whoa.
Look, see
that's
if
That's a lot of toofs.
Who the hell are those people?
I don't
Who
know.
are they? Why are they letting these people sit instead of Jim? Cast members. All right, put kick John and Sam. Give Jim the couch.
Or just put give Lee the
I mean, it
couch.
doesn't have to be a hashtag. Just freaking write it.
You know what they're doing here? They're doing kind of like what is that one redhead girl who has her own kind of network of stuff? Shoot, help me out here. It's got like role playing shows. It's got like video game shows. Felicia Day. Yeah, what is Felicia Day's kind of network called?
Oh, Felicia Day, wasn't she in Supernatural?
Yeah.
Jim Lee built back.
Yeah, but she's got this internet brand of stuff. Like her brand hosts Critical Role, it hosts Will Wheaton show. I bet somebody in chat knows what it's called.
Yeah, give Lee the couch. Give Lee the couch.
Oh
Put,
my.
Put Jim will hug John.
Where's Edwin Boy at? Grow your beard back. I'm getting scolded right in DC's chat. All right.
I'm gonna get phone calls. Oh man.
All this soy isn't. So yeah, they're making their own little. Oh, this is going to be horrible. It's all going to be like. It's going to be. Look at those tight jeans. Like this man has no testicles.
It's just a hipster couch over there.
Oh no!
Yeah, there you go. Hashtag lose the hipsters. Kick the hipsters.
Oh, kick the hipsters. Kick the hipsters.
It's the soy sofa.
Soy boy couch casting.
Oh my
soy
god.
sofa.
Soifa.
Hey, who wants to listen to these guys though? Like over a movie? I love Beast Boy. He's the best.
Right.
Kevin Smith, I still have my eye on you.
Kick
It's
the
going to
hipsters.
happen.
Kick the hipsters. I'm telling you, that's what they're trying to do. Is they're trying to use like Kevin and John Barrowman and
swear
Jim
that's
Lee
big.
to introduce this cast of nobodies that nobody cares about in order to be the YouTube face of DC.
That guy on the right, though, is Big Clay Moore's cousin, though. Look at those teeth. Tell me I'm lying. Oh, man. Why would anybody... See, you knew it was going to be like this hyper-produced nonsense, right? Why would anybody... And I'm pretty sure after today, they're never going to have live chat.
Did you see that?
Again.
Testicle free couch.
Oh no.
Give Jim Lee the couch. Yeah, Nasser. Keep saying that. Kick the hipsters and give Jim the couch.
Yeah. Yeah, you got Jim Lee here, and you got these guys who have, what have they ever done? I've never heard of any of
They're
these
nobodies.
Now I'm telling people to get Lone Star.
Mike Miller for head chef at Benihana. Fake Stark. Oh.
Oh my gosh. They're getting so much hate. This is terrible.
Dude, how long are they going to go?
Hi, I'm Robert Clowney Jr.
We want Jim Lee. There you go.
We
want Jim Lee. We want Jim Lee. We want Jim Lee.
We want Jim Lee. We want Jim Lee. Who are these clowns?
Move comic
What?
legend Jim Lee from the back of the bus. Yes.
That was me again, Mike.
Oh,
Mike never credits me at all.
Oh,
I'm sorry, dude. I'm just not paying attention.
Is someone speaking?
yeah. Yeah, they could probably wheel out Adam West's coffin, and it would be better than this. Oh.
Bro, you could shoot me in the head. It'd be better than
Five
this.
soy white boys talking about diversity.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one of them is gay. Well, at least one of them is gay.
Oh.
That's diversity for you. Jim Lee likes couches too.
Oh, they're taking tweets now. Oh, they're taking tweets.
They're taking tweets.
Wait,
Everyone,
who are we
get to
supposed to tweet
Twitter.
Who are we supposed to tweet at? Who are we supposed to tweet at?
What? Yeah. What was
Is it
the at?
DC Universe?
Just
Oh.
rewind it.
At DC Universe?
Oh my gosh.
Twitter.com. Hang on, let me look this up. It looked like DC Universe.
My cheeks hurt.
Oh. You know they're not going to answer any of our.
No, they're not.
Oh yeah, DC Universe. Oh, let's read some of their tweets though. You've been asking, and that Kevin Smith answered. Behind the scenes, man, they've got a whole big old studio. Wow, they're
Yeah,
like
look at the
spending
production
money
they're
on
putting
this
into
crap.
Actually, let me scroll back up. Let me see that background. That might have just been a reused con backdrop from San Diego.
I just want to see some of these tweets. Let's see. Hang on. Did your question get featured during the DCU live stream?
No,
Let's see what some of the
clearly
questions
not.
were. Let's see.
Okay, everybody go to
well, hang
that.
on, let me tweet here. Do you
Okay,
hate
okay.
us?
I tweeted at him.
Do you hate us because
You hate us?
All right, so everybody,
I had
if,
nothing to do with that.
if you've got a Twitter account, you want to go to thedcuniverse.com, and the thread is here. Did your question get featured during the hashtag DCU live stream? Then you've won a free 1-year membership to hashtag DCU. Already have it? Then you get a Titans Omnibus. And so you want to post your questions here. And my question is, do you hate us because you ain't us? P.S.
Oh, crap.
P.S. Kevin Smith. Who is your favorite Titan? Asking for a friend. I got you, Poke Bear.
I'm sorry if anybody super chatted me during this whole thing. I was watching the other stream.
Oh my god. Let's see. I'm trying to see.
For $2, Geek and Sundry.
Geek and Sundry. Yeah, that's the name of Felicia Day's program. That's right. Or the kind of network.
I didn't see who said it.
Is that on YouTube or something? That Felicia Day Network?
Take away the D. Add a T.
Oh no. Oh no, don't do that.
America 76 says, DC Universe, dude, you're getting a strike for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll take one.
Man, I hope not. But we are adding some. We are adding our own interpretation.
If you get a strike, you can use monetization for 3 months.
Stephen Eames, $2, Geek and Sundry. Well, we're not showing what they're saying. It's just a video.
All right, everybody's clapping. John Barrows still hasn't given up though yet. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're gonna go. Are we gonna go back to?
Oh, it's because the book was so heavy, John Barrow. Oh. Your mom is Batman. Oh man! Coming up, a very special guest. Exclusive.
A very special guest. Is it maybe Jim Lee? I hear his nearby.
Who?
Jim Lee.
Who's
All
that?
the brown people are in the back now.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, DC, no.
Evan James for $1.99. Edwin dropping comedy bombs like it's hot.
Oh man.
Hashtag.
You should get going. Hashtag F Batman. F Batman. That Titans thing. Hashtag F Batman. Oh my god.
Just spam it with Lone Star on Indiegogo. Just do that.
Oh man.
I replied with the Lone Star link on their pinned tweet on Twitter.
Nice.
Oh,
Awesome. F Batman. Yeah. This is horrible, though. Who thought that would? Actually, we should ask. Everybody should ask. Why are the brown people in the back? Why is it? Why? And yeah, why are the brown? And we'll give credit to. Why are the brown people in the back? Asking for John Malin.
Thank you.
Who's John?
John Malin.
Why are the brown people in the back? Asking for John Malin. That's a good.
Brown backdrop.
Why are the brown people in the back? What's wrong with you, DC? Why are all the POCs in the back? Very good. That's more.
Where's the trans people? There's no trans people.
Oh, that's a good catch. Well, we don't know that for certain.
That is systematic oppression.
Couchgate.
Oh my God. You know they've got to be regretting this. Like there's got to be
no people in our chat are saying that their chat is blocking them.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they blocked my first account. Now I'm on my other one.
Thankfully, I have multiple accounts.
Oh,
Bumholio.
You guys are insane. You're the worst.
Oh no! Now they put the gay guy in the back.
Oh man.
Cis males. Oh, now that's a chick. So, yep, I got blocked.
Did you just assume her gender?
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's terribly wrong. Terribly bad.
Dude, I cannot deal with all this toxic masculinity going around here.
Are they just blocking everybody who's hashtagging maybe? Because I don't see very many hashtags anymore. Free Mike Miller.
No. Don't.
No, I still see them.
Free
There's
Mike
they hate
Miller.
us because they ain't us. I saw everything you wrote, Edwin.
It's a girl. Harley Quinn Smith. DC cast.
Oh no, she's got the bat for the cis white males. You better shush her.
What the heck?
Kevin Smith named his daughter.
Oh, that's his daughter, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. We'll be nice. We like Kevin Smith.
Yes, we'll be nice.
Do we?
Whoa, Nasser.
Did they? What the heck? They didn't get Jim a chair for behind the couch.
Yeah.
Jim is still in the corner.
And this is Kevin Smith's daughter with a bat.
Because her name's Harley Quinn. I feel like this.
Oh, that woman on the right is getting ready to pounce. Better watch out. Give her one with the bat. She's coming at you.
Are you trying to outshine me or something?
Did you see her though? She arched up. That was like some.
Yeah.
You bitty. You after the camera goes out, I'm gonna punch you right in the throat.
Yeah, there's a triggering.
Dynamo says Ethan's getting mad phone calls from Jeff Johns right now.
Oh,
oddly, I wouldn't be surprised if that was actually true.
Oh, she is not happy. She's not happy.
Yeah.
She's like, they told me I would be the pretty one. Oh, wow.
So
the resignation is kind of settling on everybody. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This kind of sucked. Oh,
it's not going well.
This was a bad idea.
This was a bad idea. Maybe we should go back to that hashtag. Is Kevin okay? Free Superman. He left.
Oh, look at him back there, just rubbing his face. Yeah. You know somebody's getting fired over this. It was a bad idea.
Jim took off, guys. He's super busy. But Jim went to Twitch.
Hashtag watch. Jim fled to Twitch. Jim fled to Twitch. Oh my God. He's going to watch back. I hope they show him the chat on this.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you think there was, during the commercial break, there was like,
what?
John Barrow is touching me and I don't like it.
Did you put a girl next to me if I'm going to get a hug?
Oh yeah, the girl in the blue dress still does not like the girl in the middle. Interesting.
Yeah, they brought John Barrowman on. Oh, you know why? Because he's on Arrow.
Oh, who does he play on Arrow? I don't watch
He
TV,
plays,
so I have no idea.
He plays the father of Arrow's like love interest, I think, something like that. I
He's
haven't
supposed
watched
to
that.
be-
No.
They called him Raja Ghul. I only watched a few episodes of it, but they called him Raja Ghul, which I find hard to believe. But
No, they didn't. Did they?
Did
He
they?
yeah, I
wasn't
think
Ra's
he
al-
took
No,
over
no,
the
no.
band.
I met the dude who played Ra's al Ghul. That's not him.
Well, it depends on which show you're talking about, because
Arrow.
yeah, but I mean, they've got all those different shows, and sometimes they're like a shared universe, but sometimes
Malcolm Merlin. That's who he plays. Malcolm
Merlin, that's it. You're right, Malcolm Merlin. That's it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he was in Doctor Who too. He played Captain Jack.
Yeah, that's the first time I saw him.
Looking at this though, you realize that comic books are not for kids, because none of this is for kids. This is for like urban millennials and 30-somethings.
Where's your
This
boy
is for
Zach?
people with nothing better to watch.
Oh my god. What that umbrella guy? What about the butt? Hashtag tug plug. Gotta get it. Hashtag tug plug.
Peter
What did
Gilmore
he
says
say?
Barrowman was the second Roz after the first one died in Arrow. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was just a title that could be passed on from one person to another.
Edwin, did you just read something that Umbrella Guy wrote in chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His message was deleted. What did it say?
What about the butt? Well, actually, hang on. What about the butt? Hashtag tug plug. Get it
Everybody's
going.
tug plugging.
Yeah, get your tug plug. Yeah.
Aloha, Edwin.
Oh, DC. I said it before, but all your base are belong to us.
Yeah, James was right. Chicken Sith says they made Ra's al Ghul a title in the CW shows. Merlin Ascended.
I can't watch Arrow. It's just too much for me. I stopped watching other shows.
Yeah, I stopped watching Arrow after Daredevil came out. I used to think Arrow was like the best comic book TV.
It was for the first 2 seasons, but then it got lame.
Yeah. Well, and then Daredevil came out, and I'm like, wow, Arrow's
The best one's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
good.
Hashtag Kevin Smith. Make sure the check clears.
Hope we got cash.
Oh, make sure the check clears.
Oh man, this is too funny.
Yeah,
I seriously think Jim is going to call me.
well, just like just like Marvel Comics makes comics for people who don't buy comics, DC Universe now here is making content for who?
For people that hate themselves and they got nothing better to watch.
Oh,
I don't know. I honestly think they see what we're doing, and they're going to try to take this space. I said this would happen. I didn't think about the fact that we would come in and submarine them.
Oh, they're answering people's questions now.
Oh, really?
What?
How could they find them?
I don't know. Maybe
Probably Twitter.
it looks like that's a Twitch icon right there, isn't it? It
looks like it, but
so I wonder if they're simulcasting on Twitch.
Everybody's actually answering the question.
Oh my god. So it looks like they're trying to do something kind of like Comic Historian. Marvel does this stuff too, but it's like the only reason to like watch Marvel when they do any of this is because occasionally like Brevoort or Alana Smith will like let down the mask and you can see that they're like a lizard person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Pieontology. F Moose. F Moose.
You guys are killing me.
No.
Moose.
F Moose.
They're using Twitch chat for questioning.
Nope, unwanted texting.
Yeah, Fuzzpop says they won't win at taking the space because they are insincere. Yeah, legit. Legit. Who's gonna watch this crap?
Big AF.
You notice they hide the likes and dislikes? I wonder if it was disliked so much that they hid it.
I dislike this video.
Just like they're just pimping merchandise, and you know, it's like there's nothing about it that's genuine.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, get our Batman styrofoam cups. Like, that's what this is.
Yeah, this whole program needs to be trebucheted into the sun. Oh man.
Hey there.
Hey,
what about the butt?
They banned me after that. I was like,
Wait, Doug, how do you know that you're banned?
because I was watching my feed on I had my channel pulled up to it. Basically, I was doing a private like a private show like this, and I wouldn't see my comments come through, so I know that they basically banned me. They didn't kick me off, but they basically hid my comments.
Yeah, I know they deleted at least one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can see them disappearing, like you know, if you just roll up a little bit. But they're hiding entire people. I thought, man, should I get out my other? I only have 7 channels, so maybe.
Yeah, I have 2, and they banned my Nasser 13 one, but they haven't banned my other one.
You see like a name like Little Umbrella or you know, that Umbrella High. You know, it's me.
Type in unicorn. Type in.
All right, so it's slowed down again. So they hate us. They hate us because they ain't us.
Unicorn.
Hey.
Oh, hashtag unicorns are real.
Hashtag unicorn. All right.
Oh no.
Scott, they're just making up questions to answer.
They are
totally.
Yeah.
Totally
A couple of people on Twitter are saying they can't wait to see the myriad articles that come out tomorrow from blue-haired sources lamenting this event.
This harassment, this widespread harassment and hijacking of DC Universe's fine product here. All these fine people. How much money do you think they spent on this mess?
I don't know. A lot.
Oh no. Here's something on Twitter.
More than they spend on talent.
Listen to this from Thor Odinson. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see Robbie Rodriguez's hairy ass on your Twitter feed.
Let's see if anybody. I'm going to go back and check on the DC Universe Twitter feed, and let's see if anybody joined us.
Oh my gosh!
Inquiring minds need to know. Free Jim Lee. Don't. This is better. This little GIF that somebody posted. Hang on, let's hook them up here.
Oh gosh.
GIF.
I'm dying.
We need to add a GIF. Potato. Potato. All right.
Now you come with
Potatoes.
potatoes, putting out French fries.
Potatoes. DC Universe. Potatoes.
That was the funnest I've ever had being banned, says P Money.
Potatoes.
Potato.
All right, let's give them one more. Let's bring some beauty to their life.
Snicked. Well, I'm banned.
Cross
Comics. I got 2 subs out of that. Hey, everybody who's here, there's 443 people here. If you aren't subbed to me already, please do. We don't always have quite this much fun, but
sorry, we did something wrong. Try sending your tweet again in a minute. I wonder if I've been blocked. Oh no, there we go.
Potato.
Oh, DC Universe, you're so wacky. Hashtag potato. Potato. Hashtag potato. Hurry! This is your last chance to pre-order DC Universe for a chance to win the Ultimate Batman Studio Tour Sweeps with John Barrow. Oh man, this looks horrible. Let's go talk to chat some. You want to take a break from this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take it off a screen share.
Ah,
Actually,
Doug,
that one.
Doug, somebody put Doug 10 nipples.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my God, that was so bad. I'm going to check in on this guy who was going to debate me because he should be almost about ready. Hey, Edwin, I'm ready. All right, let me. Come on in. Let's have a debate now.
Let's have
oh my
he
God.
he may berate us for our juvenile behavior.
Yeah, it was pretty
no, that would be terrible.
Oh,
Peter
that
Mayer,
looks
what am I missing?
Let's see. I sent him a link. Let's see. Come on in.
Oh no. Yeah, that's right. There's an Arseface cover for Preacher. Someone should do a mashup variant of Rodriguez's recent tweet.
Hey Edwin, I'm in.
Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome to the chat. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Been watching your juvenile behavior.
It was the worst. It was the worst. Oh, but it was the best of the worst. It was the best of the worst.
I'm sure it was. So can the rest of them how do you say go away?
Go away. Well, me and you can talk. Me and you can talk, and everybody will listen.
Okay, let's see how long this lasts.
Okay. So first off, introduce yourself, man. Introduce yourself.
My name is Victor. I used to be in Comicsgate. Now I'm not. Introduction over.
Okay. All right. All right. Where you calling in from today, Victor?
Nigeria.
Oh, awesome.
Oh yes.
Awesome. What time is it in Nigeria?
Around 2:58.
Oh wow. Okay, so that's AM for you, yeah?
Yeah, AM. Everyone's asleep, and I'm being a nuisance.
So, but before we get into Comicsgate, what are the comics you actually like? So, like, what were the comics that you actually follow and stuff, and what part of comic book fandom, I guess, do you fall under?
Yeah, back when I had the channel that Richard gave a shout out for, I tried getting into comics, but I'm not very fond of comics. I think the most recent comics I've read is West Coast Avengers, which I really liked. Imagine my surprise going to Richard's video, his review, and oh my God, the idiocy. So I wouldn't call myself a comic book fan,
right?
If that's the answer you're looking for.
No. I was just curious about, but you did enjoy West Coast Avengers.
Oh yeah, I did. It was really funny.
Okay, very good. Okay, so now, why do you feel like you were Comicsgate and then now you're not? What caused the separation for you?
Well, I think the problem lies with the fundamentals of Comicsgate itself. I think we can both agree that Comicsgate is a good how do I say, summary of Comicsgate is SJWs are invading the entertainment medium you love very much and polluting it with, the whole SJW spiel. My problem
we don't agree on that though.
Whatever, you can bring up your disagreement.
Sure.
So the problem I had with it didn't begin with didn't begin with Comicsgate. It began with anti-SJW movements in general. And you find out that most of the claims that anti-SJW movements have, most of the arguments are really hollow. Like, I listened to some really good arguments that did change my mind. And then you look back at Comicsgate and, oh my God, it's just disappointing.
Got it. Okay. So the whole thing, you feel like you were attracted to Comicsgate because of some of the anti-SJW arguments, but then you found them kind of hollow, and so you became disenfranchised with it, disenchanted with it? Or did I miss that? Okay. Sometimes I will use the SJW word as like a shorthand, right?
Sure.
But I think in some ways it's actually inaccurate, because if you look at, well, from one, what I think Comicsgate is a loose network of people right? Shared by a common assumption. Well, they've got a couple of comic bonds, a couple of common bonds, right? And the first bond is they're passionate or they love comics, right? So
Sure.
this is the first criteria.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Okay. The second criteria, at least as far as Comicsgate goes, is that they look at corporate comics, right? Because most of the dissatisfaction seems to be with corporate comics, right? And they look at corporate comics and they feel like something's going wrong. But now you've got thousands, 10,000s of people now, all with their own distinct voices, right? All with their own particular focuses, their own particular ideas. You've got big voices, but when you look at these big voices, right? This is just a factor of Comicsgate. This is just like an entertainer or a voice. The real thing is a lot of people get caught up in looking at this top-down model, right? I always tell people you should be looking at the consumers first, the individuals first. So if you think that Comicsgate is Ethan Van Sciver and Richard C. Meyer, their voices, but Comicsgate is the individual comics consumers, right? And so these are the people I'm talking about. When I'm talking about comic books, I'm talking about comics consumers who are disenfranchised, disappointed, dissatisfied, frustrated, or even angry at what corporate comics has done. And so when I mean corporate comics, I'm talking about Marvel. There seems to be a little bit less anger with DC, but definitely with Image. And then the smaller brands, you figure once you get to Marvel, DC, and Image, you're already talking about 90%, maybe 85% of all comic books that are shipped to stores every month. So again, I believe Comicsgate, right, is comic purchasing consumers who are dissatisfied with corporate comics. Okay.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Now, I don't use the term SJW that much. Here and there, it's not exactly accurate because when I look at like the structure of Marvel and I look from top to down, and I don't have to guess at the politics of most of the writers and editors at Marvel. Now, these are American political concepts. These are American political concepts that may not be transferable to other places. The words may mean different things. It may have a different context. But in the United States, a far leftist has a certain meaning and progressive has a certain meaning. And when we look at every single writer or every single editor in Marvel specifically, from top to bottom, all the writers or all the editors that are visible are progressives or hard leftists. And I don't have to guess because they tell you right in their social media. What I can't find is a single writer or editor at Marvel Comics who is an open conservative or Republican. And the reason I say this is because there's absolutely zero evidence of it. And I can even find people like, you remember when Alana Smith said, if you voted for Trump, we will remember you? You remember that communication, or was that before you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And so I think for a lot of people, that's where the problem results from. So SJW is kind of like a weird term. It's ill-defined, right? It's very ill-defined. Okay. I use it sometimes as a shortcut. I don't take it very seriously though, because it's shortcut language and it doesn't necessarily tell you a real specific thing, right? But politically progressive and hard leftist does tell you something. And so when you see somebody talking about like socialism, or you see like Matthew Rosenberg saying, my politics, right? My politics inform, my writing is not your escapism, right? My politics will inform my writing. And you see all these people making these particular political pronouncements, and you see how it shapes their communications and how it shapes their writing. And so this is where my dissatisfaction comes from. Okay, but go ahead.
All right. Okay, let's go through all the things you said. First, you made the claim that the Comicsgate audience is mostly made up of people who are dissatisfied with the current state of comic books. That is that comics have been infiltrated by far leftists, progressives, the whole bunch. Is that what you said.
We're not infiltrated, but yeah, over a slow period of time, yeah, it's been taken over, at least for Marvel. Now, I do not know all the political statuses of DC Comics, but at Marvel, yeah.
You agree on, yeah. I would have to disagree with that. From my assessment, Comicsgate are mostly just normal anti-SJWs that came over from channels like Sargon of Akkad, Teal Dare, Bearing, people who really don't like the SJWs. I know this because I got into comics from, I think, these channels as well, back when I used to think anti-SJWism was a valid stance to have. So unless you have some kind of concrete stats, then claiming that your audience is mostly anti-SJWs.
You can't because I can flip that same device over.
No, of course, that's the point I'm trying to make. Unless you have concrete statistical data on your audience, you can't make that claim.
Talk for us. Let's talk for us then. Let's talk for us.
Course.
That way we can both speak from our experience.
Wonderful. So the second thing you were speaking of is that Comicsgate mostly targets corporate comics. Am I right when I say that?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you mean by target, and it depends on what you mean by corporate comics. Does Image, Dark Horse, and the rest, do they count as corporate comics?
Yeah. And the examples I listed, we know that Marvel, DC, and Image control 80% of the market right there. DC, what'd you say? Dark Horse is a much smaller fraction. Was it like Dark Horse, like 2%?
All right. So I'd like to ask you, could you give me an example of some company or whatsoever that can't be classified as corporate comics?
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, all of the comic book companies are corporate comics, right? But is there any that is printing? Is there any that's printing other stuff? Antarctic will do some stuff from conservative creators or non-approved creators, but even they
slow down. We're talking about corporate comics. We haven't gotten into politics yet.
Well, no, but I defined corporate comics, meaning I was talking in the context of politics, and literally every comic book corporation, every comic company is a corporation. Okay.
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make. So maybe you can rephrase that in some other way.
Sure. The large comic companies.
Yeah.
The comic companies that control 80%, of the market, right? And one of the reasons I say corporate comics is because you can see that the people purchasing the Indiegogos, I mean, they're obviously not frustrated. And what I'm trying to make a distinction, I think, is between these large companies and between these indie publishers, right? And yeah, some of them still may be LLCs, but I'm talking about like Lady She, right? All these big kickstarted comics, like all these different indie comics, these smaller publications, like even our host here has had a couple of his own independent comic companies, right? But when I say corporate comics, okay, I'm using a shorthand, but I'm talking about these large established companies, these big brands like Marvel, DC Comics. Okay, these between between three companies, that's 80% of the comics market in the United States. And this is, I may be off by a percentage point or two, but I mean we can confirm it right on Comic Run, right? This is indisputable.
Okay, Edwin.
The three
Edwin, let me stop you there.
Sure.
Yeah. So your statement went from Comicsgate targets corporate comics, and now you're talking about the behavior of a lot of companies, which can span from.
Okay, again, same theory.
Hold on. Let me moderate here for a second.
Sure.
You guys,
can you
stop?
not?
I can.
Can you not?
Can you guys not get into the minutia?
Yeah, I'm going to try and pull it back out of the minutia. Yeah, I'm going to try and pull it back out of the minutia.
Let me make the point.
Sure.
Good. You said corporate comics, and now you're talking about a series of behavior that bind these comic companies together. Just say the companies that engage in left-wing politics. That would be an easier way.
But even with DC, that's not completely true. But just to be clear, and not to use any shortcuts, I'm talking about primarily Marvel, DC, Image. It's primarily the three companies where most people have, and that's simply because these three companies are responsible for 80% of the comics that are shipped to comic stores in North America, right?
All right, let's go with that.
Okay, good.
You also said your main gripe is with the fact that Marvel and DC and Image, these companies you're talking about, don't treat their customers well.
I didn't say that exactly. No, I said
Yeah.
people are frustrated. My primary goal, and let's
Okay.
and so let's make sure. And this may be one change. Let's primarily talk about our own experiences, right? Because if we talk about other people's experiences, we can say, well, you don't have data, you don't know, we're guessing.
You know what? I actually have a completely different idea. How about we just stick to discussing the ideas? I have a problem with Comicsgate as an idea. We can
As an
speak
idea.
about.
Okay.
We can
All
speak
right.
about
Tell you what.
this-
Put it
the
out
comic-
and I'll listen. Put it out and I'll listen.
Okay. Well, first, let's begin with the defining concept of Comicsgate itself. Now, would you like to? Sorry, you already defined Comicsgate. Your definition being something I have a lot of problems with. The definition of Comicsgate, which the whole world currently uses and which I think is the most standard, is that SJWs, shorthand, are bringing their horrible practices and making comic books worse. Correct?
I'm not going to go with that definition. Here's the thing. I'm not debating minutia with you, but this is the point over and over again. The people that are in Comicsgate all have individual voices. They're all individual consumers. There may be larger voices. There may be less visible voices.
Yeah,
there may
but
be
it
people.
doesn't really work like that, does it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it
No,
does.
the
because
people around-
the people who participate in Comicsgate are individuals with their own passions, their own minds, and their own desires, and we're not a
Yeah.
collective.
But you kind of are. Okay, this is Comicsgate. I think I joined the movement around over a year ago. The movement basically congealed around diversity in comics. I think he was the figurehead for a very long time, and he was the, how do you say, interface between the community and the comic book pros. A lot of energy has been expended in defending diversity in comics. I think most of the complaints that people have are with him and his followers. Now, you want to say the movement is just individuals, you don't get to do that. Okay, Comicsgate is either a group or there is no Comicsgate. You don't get to say, oh, we're individuals, so you don't get to lump
But
us all together.
it's not a group in the way you define a group, right?
How do you think I define a group?
Well, who admitted you into Comicsgate?
I agreed with its ideas and I
No.
subscribed to
Who
it.
admitted you into Comicsgate? Who said you are now in Comicsgate?
No one.
And then who gave you your exit interview?
No one.
And who gave you your severance package?
Yeah, but by that definition, then there's no such thing as communists or
No.
These are
It
ideas.
is
No,
but well,
these
for
are
communists,
ideas.
they have communist parties and stuff. It is
No,
a
you don't
broad.
need
It
to
is.
join stop. You don't need to join a party to be a communist. You just need to believe that government can manage things a lot better than individuals.
But there is a communist party, and so
Here's
what
the
I'm telling
problem.
you, this is a broad movement, and it is full of individuals, right? You said Comicsgate congealed around Richard C. Meyer. He was absolutely one of the largest voices, right? So let's look at your own experience when you
Dude,
said
Nasser,
you joined.
shut your mic off.
When you said you joined the movement, what did that mean to you? What did that mean to you when you felt like you would join the movement? What did that mean?
Well, I followed their videos, I subscribed to the various channels, I made comments, and occasionally I got into arguments for the benefit of Comicsgate. I started a channel, I made videos for Comicsgate, I contributed to the general discourse.
Okay, so you're participating. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Okay, and then so what made you want to stop participating?
Well, I no longer subscribe to the ideas.
Okay, and then what particular ideas do you do? And so instead of us debating what the ideas are about, what particular ideas do you no longer subscribe to? And just tell me what things you don't subscribe to.
Okay, let's begin with this. The foundation of Comicsgate has always been the SJW.
No, stop. Tell me what
you have to stop. We can go to the largest channels
no.
there and type SJW and see how many
What do
times it
you
comes. You can't
believe? What
rewrite
do you
history. Slow
believe?
down. I'm making the point. Now, the idea that liberals or far leftists or progressives, if you're fine with that, are infiltrating comics and filling it with quote unquote identity politics. First of all, depending on where you look at it from, and I look at it from the left-wing perspective from now on, that isn't a bad thing. Okay. So in my debate with unranked, okay, who is this? In my
I'm
debate
just
with
listening.
Oh yeah, but your face is showing up. Okay, in my debate with see, I've lost my train of thought.
No, it's okay. It's not. You said it's not a bad thing if from a leftist point of view.
Oh yeah, in my debate with unranked Chevron, and I think because I like unranked on a fundamental level, so I had to spend a lot of time reconstructing his argument so he didn't sound like an asshole. The point I was trying to put across.
Okay, hang on. He's not here. Let's not do that.
No, I know
Let's
he's not here.
That's no. We're not gonna disparage somebody who's not here.
No, I'm not disparaging him. I was making a comment on the stream, but I understand your stream, your rules. Anyway, the point I was trying to put across is that there are legitimate criticisms against the big three or the large corporate companies, as you call them. But the kind of critiques that Comicsgate engages in are, first, just the worst inappropriate kind of critiques. They have no basis in reality. And unless you're a horrible fucking human being, they don't make any sense whatsoever.
Okay. I'm sorry. We just don't use a lot of profanity here. So you've said some interesting things.
Slow down. The channel that shit posts on DC Live with Anus Gate. If you're not with us, you're anus. Don't.
Right, and you know where that comes from, right? You know where that. But anus isn't profanity. It's a body part. There's a difference between a body part and profanity.
Oh wow, you got me. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So you say there are some legitimate criticisms of the big three, but the ones that Comicsgate are making are not legitimate. Okay. So my primary contention is that it is bad that one single political party, right, or representatives of a single political movement or ideology control all the content. I would not want conservatives to control all the content at Marvel Comics. You've got essentially a monolith of a voice, right? And one of the reasons I know this is bad is because we've got a comics artist right in our audience here. He's just listening quietly. He's muted.
Oh, Donald's in here. Hey, Donald.
But he was told he could pretty much no longer work at Marvel because he had the wrong politics.
I'm sure. Wait.
And so,
which artist is this?
This is John Malin. John Malin
was told you are a Republican, so you can't work at Marvel.
More or less, he was told he would not be reviewed, right, because of his opinions and his beliefs. Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it that Marvel says we don't hire Republicans. Go ahead.
Well, but we know they don't. We know they don't from Tom Brevoort. We know they don't from Alana Smith. This isn't me guessing. Every single writer or every single editor that has a visual social media presence, right, is completely uniform on this. You can look at Tom Brevoort's communications. You can look at Jordan White's communications. You can look at Alana Smith's communications. You can go right down the list. You can look at all the writers. This is not my opinion. These are their communications.
Oh, I'm sure you have all their communications. Here's the thing.
I think
hold on. I think you're wrong about that. I remember this Alana Smith tweet where she was like, if you voted for Trump, it doesn't matter who wins or not. We're going to know the people who voted for Trump. Now, this sounds very maniacal and very 1984-ish, correct? Yeah, well, while I don't plan to excuse behavior like that, when you see Trump the way I currently now see Trump, then the people who voted for Trump don't look very good, and they don't look like the kind of people I personally would like to work with.
Okay, this is your personal preferences. No, it doesn't change the material points. It doesn't change the material.
Just hold on.
It doesn't. No, I can't hold on for this. And the reason why is because it doesn't change the material points.
And we're done. Yeah, I can only take so much bull crap out of one mouth.
I tried.
Dude, I was about to go off on him.
I tried to keep bringing it back to like factual things.
No, that guy
is to sabotage everything you say.
Yeah,
What a
yeah.
Condescending,
Back it up.
disingenuous motherfucker.
Yeah.
Mike, I was
rolling-
only nice because I'm a guest on your stream. If this were my
Rolling his
stream, I would have
guy-
got
the guy
off.
who read
Cutting
one
Edwin.
comic
I
book for a brief amount of time, and he acts like he's an expert on everything comic books. He
Right.
discounts. Many of us have read them for decades, and we
Yeah.
know the industry inside and out. We
He
worked in
was-
the industry. He acts like he knows all about our industry. He's never met one person in the industry other than us.
Be gone, thought.
I am sorry. I was told he was a thoughtful young man and did okay on that Chevron. Maybe he felt like he was coming into. I thought we would actually have a conversation, but
He wasn't interested in one.
He's like,
No.
oh,
He wanted to
No,
lecture.
his-
I have no words.
Every time you said,
That's
He claims he was a part of Comicsgate and he believed in it. No, he didn't. He never did. Give me a break.
yeah.
that's the asshole that harassed me several times and told
No, no.
me I was just doing this for a cash grab.
Donnell, can you
Really?
please not temper down the swearing on my stream? I
Sorry,
appreciate
man.
it.
Sorry.
Thanks. Thanks.
Yeah,
Oh.
sorry. I just scolded our guest for that.
My apologies.
Oh, but you go ahead and say anus.
Yeah, I missed the whole thing, guys, so I'll have to go back and check it out. But yeah,
man.
I caught the very beginning, and he seemed very dismissive of almost any word that came out of Edwin's mouth. And it's like, look, you have to at least listen for a minute here and give Edwin a chance to talk about what he's talking about. He was pretty much dismissive of the word "the."
Yeah.
It's like a typical one of those.
Hold on, John. Can we please define and detail the meaning behind the word "the"?
Yeah. What is?
Well, the funny thing is, he's getting into this whole thing about let's say you say that most comic book publishers, blah blah blah. The key word there is most.
Yeah,
Well,
Okay, I grant you, not everyone. Hold on a second, Liam.
But
Liam for $2. I'm not a comic fan. It should have ended there. Evan James for $1.99. Bless you, Mike. Thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with that too. And that's what I was wondering. I'm like, why are we even talking to this guy if he's, I mean,
You know why?
We have
you know why, John?
We have
You know
nothing
why, John?
from a lower person. You know what I mean?
Because we want to have the discussion with rational people who disagree, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Edwin put it out there. Someone, come, let's have this discussion, and we'll just put it out in the open, and everybody can say their sides. And this was the only clown that volunteered.
Yeah, we have to aim higher, I think.
Yeah, well, he came recommended. Another comic skater YouTuber said he was okay, and maybe I just called him in the right place or the wrong place. I don't know, but yeah. And I hope anybody didn't feel like we wasted their time there. But this
Actually,
is
my time was wasted.
this is kind of illustrative though, because these are the people.
We were having a fun time, Edwin. We were having a fun
it
time.
felt like real life Twitter.
Right.
Yeah, it did.
Hey,
Oh my
why don't
God.
you all go away so we can talk? That was insulting.
Yeah.
Because he was interrupting our conversation.
And
Right.
maybe he felt like he had to perform or something. I don't know. Maybe he was nervous. I don't know.
No,
But
he
I
was-
suspect that this is illustrative of the people that we're arguing with on Twitter.
That's from my experience with him. That's just the way he is. That's who he is.
He's a Russian bot.
Somebody
He's
said
dismissive.
My chair.
He has
Someone
a
said my
very
chair made more sense.
he has a very superior attitude.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that you've got to argue from your own perspective, right? Because I cannot speak for Mike Miller, I cannot speak for Nasser or John Malin, right? We can only speak for ourselves. Mike Miller pulled the plug on him because he was getting kind of weird.
Yeah. There's only so much bullcrap I can take.
Can we go back to trolling DC?
Yeah.
Well,
open it up.
that's over. We're done.
Is it over?
Yeah.
See what you did, Edwin?
No, but it's still informative. It's still informative because I've been telling people for a while now. Some of the people that you're contesting with on Twitter, it's probably not worth your time, right? Because you're not changing a person like that. You're not changing his mind.
Right.
As soon as you go to one point, you answer that point. It's just going to be right on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Well,
He's a
it's
troll.
called Oh no, I wrecked the night. I am so sorry. I did not mean to wreck the night.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop debating these people on Twitter because it's like screaming into a hurricane, trying to tell it it's not wind,
Yeah.
and the only way the argument
That's how
stops is when
Edwin
it goes
shaves.
away.
You know, the point you should have made to that guy, which I think is really important, is that all they do is lie and claim that we're trying to kill people. We want to kill LGBT people, and we want to.
Oh my god.
You know, that's what they say. They say that our comics are all about murdering people and gays and people of color, and which is a lie. It's a total lie. You know, we shouldn't allow them to get away with that.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at the chat.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. That's the thing that I feel it upsets me when I see these people post this stuff constantly that Comicsgate is just a bunch of racists that want to kill people of color and gay people, which is not true at all. There's nothing in the comics that are all about persecuting any minorities or anything that I'm aware of anyways.
Yeah.
I know it's not that.
Is that what he was saying, that we were trying to kill people?
He didn't, but the point I was going to say is that that's what you should have told him, that this is what SJWs do, is they lie and they try to defame people. They do that all the time. They sit there and call people Nazis. You know, like after that whole Charlottesville thing last year, they were calling everyone a Nazi if they weren't bowing down to the leftist ideals. You know, they did that like for days after that Charlottesville thing. And that's just going way beyond, you know, that's just crossing the line way like 30 miles. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's just outrageous, man. We shouldn't allow them to get away with it.
Well, here's the thing I believe, though, and the one point I wanted to deconstruct is everybody in Comicsgate is an individual, right, and is important as an individual with your own perspectives, your own passions, right, and we're united by a couple of common points. We're united by a couple of common points, but it's okay to have a variety of differences and diversities as long as we do all have this goodwill for each other.
Yeah, that guy didn't have an ounce of goodwill for anybody.
Yeah, and that's I would not have mattered. I would not have minded if he just wanted to deconstruct my arguments, but he just wanted to tell me his opinions about things.
And tell you you're
and
wrong.
again,
yeah,
and I apologize for not moving it away from the minutia sooner. I let him engage a little bit too long about what I mean by corporate comics. But I think when you use that kind of shorthand, everybody knows we're talking Marvel, DC, Image.
Yeah.
We're talking about the people who ship. I mean,
Yeah.
who really controls?
It depends on what the definition of is. Hey, Justin
Corporate
Ward for
comics is
Canadian $2. Hold on a second. He was the Nigerian prince from those spam emails.
That's what I was
that was the
laughing
first
at.
thing that came to my mind. I'm from Nigeria, and I have some money for you. Oh, hold on. Let me click this again. The Cobra Viper for $5. I'm a liberal who didn't vote Trump or Clinton. For the record, guess I can't be Comicsgate. Thanks for having this guy on to correct my wrong think. And one more. Oh, no. There's another one.
Yeah.
As soon as he dismissed the definition of who is Comicsgate and said you had to provide stats to prove his definition wrong, you had to know he was SJW mindset. Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
And Chapter Master Dante, $10. I was really hoping the disagreement would be rooted in cultural differences, but Arthur was just not willing to listen and think beyond his worldview. The Emperor protects. And I think the last one was Seamus McCallahan. Thank you. And Gojirify, you pulled the plug out the annoying butler's anus.
Oh, I guess he was really upset by our little making fun of DC's live thing.
I know.
I thought he was joking. I thought he was just coming in and kind of laughing at our juvenile behavior, but he was actually offended by that then.
Clearly. He was virtue signaling for DC.
He also telling us that he's so much higher and mightier than we are, you know.
Well, that may be true, but...
Well, he is a Nigerian prince.
So I missed some of the stuff that he said when I got off the YouTube, and logged in. Did he actually say that people in Comicsgate were all Republicans or something?
I don't think he did he?
Well, he was trying to say that most of the people in Comicsgate weren't comics fans at all, but were coming to Comicsgate from other anti-SJW movements, from Sargon of Akkad and different things like Gamergate and things like that. I don't think that's the case. And I think this is why these people, well, one, we cannot allow people on the outside to define who we are, right? Because you see, when they try to define who we are, they're not even thinking in the same realm we are. And the things, if these people are serious that they believe that we hate any particular people, how ridiculous is this? And you get upset with people's behaviors. I don't hate anybody like this.
Gurney makes a good point. He wasn't upset. He was consumed with contempt.
With contempt, yeah.
Absolutely. It was dripping out of every pore of his body.
But every person I talk to in Comicsgate is passionate about one comic or another. And thinking that a lot of people came here from somewhere else, that doesn't match up with my anecdotal experience. And I've talked with thousands of people now in Comicsgate. And the one thing that absolutely unites us is passion for stories and for comics of one type or another. You know, it may be nostalgia, it may be for one of these comics that were coming out, or it may be one of these comics that were ruined by one of these reboots or restarts or reimaginations.
Yeah, sorry if I'm not responding. I'm waiting for Carlton. I missed a super chat, so I'm waiting for him to type in what he was going to say.
Okay, very good. It's hard to believe he used to be in Comicsgate.
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah,
he was probably only in Comicsgate to spy on it.
What? And someone says, shame on me for not vetting him. I talked with Unranked Chevron, and supposedly he was well behaved on Unranked Chevron, or maybe Unranked Chevron is like five times the saint I am. Or maybe he just wanted to come on and scold us all. It's just, I wanted to let him talk, but when you start going off into these weird spaces. Carlton
said, LOL, I can't remember. The guy was just here to martyr himself. We'll hear about it later, I bet. Yeah, I think you're right. I will go be the lamb to the slaughter.
No, it's okay. He survived.
The sequel returns for $5. People with that mindset don't seem to understand that people can be a part of something like Comicsgate as individuals and not as part of a collective. Yeah, that's right. That you're trying to make that point, which it was just like it wouldn't sink into his head, you know.
Yeah.
Some people just refuse to understand things.
Yeah. And so I did. I had a couple of little short conversations with him on Twitter, and he was polite at the time. So, yeah. Again, I apologize for that. I was really hoping we would have a good discussion.
Oh, don't worry about it. At least we're having some fun at his expense now.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah.
Well, this has been an exciting evening.
So did Edwin get to have his conversation one-on-one, or was anyone else chiming in, or what?
No, he wouldn't let us. Sorry.
Oh yeah, he got so angry, like upset when we saw James's face. It's like, who's that? Why are you here?
Oh yeah, I heard him say that. I heard him say to drop all of us. I just muted my thing, and my wife came home and walked away, so I missed it all.
Can you all go away, please?
I love that he was telling Mike not to moderate, and that's Mike's channel.
Yeah. No, you can't.
No.
He tried to take control of the entire conversation the moment he walked in.
Yes. He sounds like a spoiled, entitled brat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His daddy should have spanked him, but he probably doesn't know who his daddy is.
Oh, well.
Racist Mike.
Oh, come on.
Oh no, it had nothing to do
The
with
reason
that.
I was
That entitlement attitude comes from, you see it a lot in people that don't have fathers to freaking teach them better. You know.
Yeah, it comes from a
There is
lack
something
of
to that.
discipline.
Yeah.
The reason I was apologizing to you and chat though is I value your time. I value your good intentions, and I value your attention. Yeah. And so whenever we come on here, I want to give you something that's high quality, and absolutely respects you. And so that's why I was apologizing to you. And
Yeah, we appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
Nick W for $1.99. He was angry. We criticized DC's stream for Robbygate. I thought it was Anusgate. Oh, but I can't say anus. Oh my goodness, it's terribly rude. How very, very rude of me.
yeah, but he was using profanity, and so yeah.
That's the other thing with that Robbie thing is that he was mocking us for our behavior, and yet look at that Robbie Gate thing. That's about as low as it gets, you know.
Literally.
And that's one of them. That's the highlight of their intellectual output, you know.
But don't you understand, James? They can do no wrong. They're on the right side of history. The Cobra Viper for $5 says, a Nigerian more worried about comics rather than, say, Boko Haram or misuse of state revenue from oil, but sure, get upset with our first world problems. First world problems. Dun, 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 dun.
Pretty nice man.
Yeah, so it was, I was trying to bring it back into a conversation when he was dodging around these points. I was like, well, maybe I can just get this guy to talk about his own experience, and it couldn't even go there. So Mike, what does this tell us about having conversations with these people that we're contesting with?
I think we need to make sure they're just not like, not irredeemable, but like unreasonable. I mean, this was just such an obviously unreasonable tenor about him. Like, you know, I keep saying that I'm going to have Tony Bedard on. Tony disagrees with just about everything, but you know, he's got at least a sense of humor. He's not going to come in here and every time we make any point at all, just go,
Yeah.
Like, really? How old are you? Freaking 4? Come on, you act like an adult. And you know, I'm so superior that nothing you say means anything to me whatsoever. Well, and I know that's the wrong accent, but I don't care. It just sounds a feat.
Well, that'd probably be a good thing in that if he did come off this bad as he did the first minute or two that he was in here. Then,
it was bad the whole time, bro.
Yeah, then at least people will see that. I mean, even people who aren't on our side are going to be like, wow, that guy's, you know, a bad representative of whatever, SJW or far left. So in that case, I would call that a win. And
bad,
so
but
there
accurate.
was some good from that.
Yeah, he was accurate. I'm telling you, dude, it just felt like your typical Twitter troll.
Yeah,
in real life.
It did. It felt like Twitter writ large.
Yeah.
I think Edwin should have him on his own channel again, and we should turn it into a drinking game. Every time he rolls his eyes, you take a shot. Every time he cuts Edwin off to control the conversation or to find something, you drink a beer.
All right, we're adding him back right now.
I'll get freaking alcohol poisoning in about 15 minutes.
I'm patient. I'm not a masochist.
That was bad. But hey, at least 373 people stuck around to watch it.
Yeah. And if he could have, even if he had blown me out and had just done it with arguments, right, or logical statements, that would have been all right.
That's why it was so much like a Twitter argument or an old Facebook argument, where they, rather than seeing the point and constructing an argument that you know, argues the actual point, they go through word by word, sentence by sentence, and say, but you said here, you use the word mean, and I really want to deconstruct what you mean by the word mean in your first line, and we'll get through the rest of your paragraph in about 45 minutes. It's like,
And here's what
Well,
he wanted to do, and here's what they're doing to us right now. They want to say what we are, right? They want to say what we are, and then they want to tell us that that's horrible, right? But the way they're defining us is not what we are. I've met a couple of hotheads. We have a couple in the chat, right? I still love them too. I still love them too. Like Eddie, the Puerto Rican Edwin, I still love that guy. He's a hothead, but I still love him.
Hot Rod?
Yeah, Hot Rod. Well, Hot Rod and Eddie, two different people.
Well,
they're both Puerto Rican hotheads. I love them though.
What is with the Puerto Ricans, man?
most of our people, like 99% of our people, are beautiful people, right?
Yep.
They're not talking about hating anybody. Now they might hate behaviors, right? They hate if you call them a Nazi, right? They hate if you cuss at them, right? They hate if you tell lies about them. Yes, they hate these things. Do they hate people? No. And so it's this whole like constructed false narrative where these progressives, these political zealots, they want to define what we are. They want to say, yep, you're alt-right, you're Nazis, you're bigots, you're homophobes, and you're bad people. But we're not any of these things.
No, but we have to be in order for them to maintain their outlook on our movement as a whole.
Yeah.
Right? They have to. No decent human being could possibly be for Comicsgate.
Yeah.
Just, CRM for $5. CG in a nutshell. You guys are fun. They aren't. Shut up and take my money. Will do.
But then we're just going to be sitting here looking at you. What do you think, Malin?
I think the DC Live was awesome.
That was so much fun. I might have to rewatch this one later.
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it for both. Probably from front to back this whole episode, so I can catch up on the conversation that I missed and all the little tidbits that I might have missed during the live thing. That thing was crazy.
Oh, I can't wait to see the response on that tomorrow. There's going to be articles. There's going to be articles. I think I may have just become the new ringleader of Comicsgate.
They're going to bury that so deep.
Hey, Mike,
Did
if
anyone
Jim Lee
actually
calls
acknowledge any of it?
Mike, if Jim Lee calls you, tell him I say hi.
Tell him I said get his people in order.
Yeah.
He never replied to my email.
Yeah, but this is gonna work all the way up to him. Last time I got a call from him was when I was in trouble. So I saw somebody was doing like these crowdfundings, and somebody was putting their like, hey, you want to be in my comic? I'll do it for however much money. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. So I went on eBay and I put, do you want to be in Injustice?
No, you didn't.
And then it got on I don't know if it was Comic Book Resources or Bleeding Cool or whatever, but it was all over the internet. Hey, Mike Miller said you could be in Injustice. Just win this bet or this bid on eBay. Be the highest bidder. And I got a phone call from Jim.
How mad was he?
He's just like, you can't do that, dude. I'm like, oh, well,
Oh, they do have the chat replay on. I'm looking at it now. I just went and took a look. So I guess...
So did they acknowledge any of that in the actual stream?
I don't know. We didn't have the sound on.
They said they were taking questions, but they weren't taking questions out of the YouTube chat.
This is our space. Isn't that funny?
It was a bad idea. Oh, they do have...
Stop killing the cats, Nasser.
Nasser, I'm going to punch you.
James, you seemed sort of nonplussed during the DC thing. What was your take on it?
Well, I'm bored with those. Both companies are dead to me. I really just don't care about them because they're not the future of comics. We are, and that's really the point.
Yeah.
Those companies are going to try to imitate us, but they will not be able to replicate our success.
I'm sorry, man, but I'm the only writer allowed in Comicsgate.
Yeah, well, I've got seniority on your ass, so sorry about that.
Your career has seniority on Nasser.
All right.
We're gonna have Cecil pay you a visit. You're gonna end up on his boat.
Oh, Cecil as the enforcer, huh? That's good.
Yeah, I can't believe they shoved Jim in the corner like that. What the heck?
Yeah, that was weird, but he might have just wanted to sit out and observe or something.
Mm.
But I really, as far as DC goes, I felt like I was burned with my experience there. I worked there for a couple years, and I had mixed feelings about working there. But when I did the first creator-owned book for DC, and that was a Psycho, which I did with Dan Burton.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they decided they didn't want to do any more, I said, okay, I'd like my rights back now. And they did everything they could to delay and obfuscate and just, make it really hard for me to get my rights back, to the point where it just dragged on for years, and it was really frustrating for me. And finally, when they did give me my rights back, they pulled this stunt where you have the rights back to the comic, but you have to pay us to get the film back, and $35 a page. And also you don't own the lettering. We paid for the lettering. So if you reprint it, you can't use the lettering. You have to. And I'm like, they just put all these kind of restrictions on us. And, it just really, for years, that really upset me, because that was just, they weren't going to use it anymore. So what do they care, But that was the first case of somebody leaving DC, taking the property away from them. They thought, well, you want to stay with us because we're owned by Warner, but that's the trouble. See, I have management in Hollywood. Okay, I'm with Circle of Confusion, which makes The Walking Dead and all this other stuff. I've been with their client from the beginning. So I wanted to get my property out there to the studios, and the trouble is when you do a book for DC, the only place that can look at it is DC, is
Warner Brothers.
Oh, so you got these movie connections, so I could show you my movie script.
We'll just ignore NASA for now. James,
sorry I called you old.
Have you talked to
Wait, no, I didn't call you old.
James, have you talked to Dan Burton lately?
Yeah, we're friends. We're not
Are you
super friends, but he's like, he's a left wing guy, but we get along great because we don't talk politics. We go back a long way.
I mean, it's funny because for just years and years and years, we both knew that we disagreed on politics, but it seems like since Trump was elected, he sort of snubs me at cons now. I'm not sure. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe that was just a mistake. But
no, I could be right because he doesn't talk to me that much anymore. We used to talk all the time.
Trump broke him,
and he's still nice to me when he does talk to me. But the thing is that he's influenced by a bunch of people. He wasn't that political when I met him at the beginning of his career, and he was just starting out when he started working with me. And then he wasn't that political, but he just started gravitating towards certain people in the industry who were all left wing, and they just filled his head with all this, socialist stuff, and so he believes all the SJW stuff pretty much, which is sad, but I mean, if we don't talk politics, we get along fine. But there's always this thing between us. I feel like there's this thing in the back of his mind that I can tell he's like moderating what he's saying to me. He can't just be like it was back when we used to hang out all the time and we go to dinner and all that stuff. We would just talk about anything and freely talk. Now he's more measured in the way he talks to me, and he doesn't have as much time for me as he used to. He used to just be able to sit with it for hours, and now he's just like, well, you can sit with me for 5 minutes or something. I know he's busy and everything, but it's not like we go back like to the 80s, so.
Yeah, he did a cover for my very first book through CFD, and we were friends, every time we saw each other at cons and stuff. But yeah, same thing. I think Trump broke so many people who were left leaning. It's really sad,
They're going to be broken a lot more in the future.
I know. Doug Garrett for $1.
They're going to have to get red pilled, or else they're going to go crazy because they've been lied to. That's the thing that makes me sad is they've been lied to, they've been manipulated, and they don't understand that they're the ones that have been lied to, not us. They think that we're the ones that are fools, but we just see. I don't consider myself a conservative. I consider myself a realist. I just look at the real world the way it is. I don't.
That's being a conservative.
I don't. Yeah, I know it is. Well, I know what you're saying, but I just hate this thing where they try to pigeonhole you into these categories. It just really offends. I'm not a category. You know, I never have been. I've always been a free thinker. I never was a Republican. I never was a Democrat. I've always been independent.
Same here.
I always looked down on both parties since I was a teenager. Okay, and I've only voted for 2 presidents in my life, so it's like
Ross Perot and Donald Trump.
I voted for well, yeah, Trump, but I mean I voted for Reagan, and I voted for Clinton the first time because I didn't know him at the time, but I just didn't like Bush at all, so I just wanted somebody other than Bush, and now I regret that. But and then
you could have voted for Perot, man. Jeez.
Perot I wouldn't have voted for because I just thought he was kind of a crackpot. I mean, he had some good stuff to say, but he just. I know his history because I'm in IT, and I started out in IT, so I know he's a guy that became a billionaire in IT, so I know all about the history of his company and all that stuff. And he's just kind of a goofy dude, although he's done some good stuff, like he helped free some of the Iranian hostages and stuff like that. But
on his own dime.
Yeah, on his own dime.
So rad. Hey, Doug Garrett for $2. You think I could get an anus pic signed? Not by me.
I would love to see somebody print that out and take it out to Robbie Rodriguez at a con again.
Oh, gross.
And live stream it. That'd be great.
Hey, did you talk about the Brightwiser's post?
No, I did not. You want to tell everybody what that?
Yeah. Hang on. Let me pull that up so I can screen share that.
And somebody else asked me on a similar subject. I pulled out of Dragon Con this weekend, so I apologize to any fans who expected to see me in the next few days, but I'm not going. Sorry.
Yeah, and then let me share my screen here so we can look at this. So everybody should understand this. Oh, yeah, I was really disappointed by that. Man, reason I'm disappointed on that is because I would like to think that we could, even if at the end of the day we disagree on stuff, we could understand why and walk away with a good opinion of each other. But it's not even a point of rationality. All right, so this is Elizabeth Brightwiser. Due to concerns over our personal safety, Mitch Brightwiser and I have canceled our upcoming appearance at Lakes International Comic Art Festival. The show is going to be awesome, and we are sad to miss it. Be excellent to each other. And so there are people who have been talking in Twitter groups and Facebook groups and even out in the open about trying to get them removed from the convention and using weird, strange language. And so the Brightwisers don't feel safe anymore going to shows.
Yeah. I'm really surprised there wasn't anything like that about me going to Dragon Con.
I think.
So why aren't you going to Dragon Con, Mike?
Well, first of all, I didn't have the money to get a plane ticket. I still haven't gotten my freaking Indiegogo money. And second of all, I don't know. I just all this crap going on right now. I think people are so freaking unhinged. I just didn't want to take the risk. I'm going to go to New York, but New York is like, dude, you can't sneak a freaking paperclip in there. Their security is like tighter than a freaking. I'm not going to say that, but Dragon Con has literally no security. As long as you have a badge, you can walk in there with a freaking nuke. You know, literally none. And so I'm just like, things are a little too spicy right now for me to be. And yeah, I was hoping that, according to, Indiegogo, I should have my money at the latest on Friday anyways. So I'm not going to be like there to try to scrape up a few $1,000 to get me
What
by
is-
the next
now,
month.
how does that work on the withdrawal, if you don't mind? If you want to talk about it off, we can talk. Like, does it have to run the full 30 and then, or do you have to shut it down to start withdrawing? How does that work?
No. When you, well, supposedly, when you do the, here, really bright, aren't I? When you do the, you end the campaign, then within 15 business days of the end of your campaign, you're supposed to get the money in your account. And Friday is the 15th business day, which, ends up being a full 3 weeks.
Okay, so you went into store mode
then-
though, right?
Yeah, you're supposed to get paid every 28 days, I think, something like that.
Oh,
So
so
every
after you shut down, did Lone Star go 30 or 60 days?
30.
Okay, so then it's 15 days to clear, but then after you go into store mode, then every 28 days from store mode you can withdraw?
I believe that's what it says on the website, yeah.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so hopefully that actually happens, because if it doesn't, I'll be... I will have wished I was at Dragon Con.
Gail Simone retweeted a lot of those posts by Jeff Lemire and Bill Sienkiewicz. Some of this stuff calling us Nazis and hateful and bigots and misogynist and
KKK.
homophobes.
Nasser's KKK, don't you know?
And Gail Simone, posted real big. Oh, my first time
I'm totally KKK.
going to Dragon Con. I'm so excited to go to Dragon Con. So she'll be going to Dragon Con this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Without a care in the world, right?
No.
Because nobody from Comicsgate would even want to make her feel uncomfortable, right?
Right. Absolutely.
But here's the thing: we don't owe them. It's like we're not going to do anything to them. And to be honest, I don't think they're going to do anything to us, because I've had.
I'm sorry.
They already
I'm sorry.
have.
You're wrong.
Jay.
You're wrong on this. You're incorrect on this. There have been threats of violence. Jeremy has been attacked. People are being attacked every day out and about.
Physically?
Yes,
Yeah.
physically. Yeah.
Yeah, who got hit with the bike lock?
So all of the same stuff that's going on in the world is being transferred over to comics, right? And people in Comicsgate are being called fascist, are being called bigots, are being called Nazis. And you have to understand, James, and get this straight in your head right now. Calling someone a Nazi or a fascist or a bigot or a white supremacist in 2018 is to identify that person for physical violence.
That's the goal, but that's not the truth, and we have to fight back against that.
Yeah,
we can't.
But that's what I'm saying, James.
They call me a Nazi.
Gail Simone is going to Dragon Con today, or going this weekend. She's not going to have to worry about anything.
Yeah, but I'm saying that we shouldn't let her get away with calling us names. We should not.
We're not, and we're going to do that economically, right? We're going to answer. But the thing is, you argue with any of these people, just like the young man I was trying to have a conversation with. That's the kind of people who are calling us Nazi. But there's a lot of them.
No, I understand that, but there's a lot more of us. And here's the thing: we have to put down our foot and say, we're not your doormat. You can't just get away with this stuff. We should have our own websites being counter arguments to their stuff. Okay, we should have our own social media things wherever we can, whether it be on Gab or somewhere else. But we should fight back with words, not violence.
Well, I think we should fight back with words in our wallets, right? They're
sure.
not
Of course. Well, that's the thing.
Not a penny for Marvel, not a penny for DC. As far
That's
as
the
I'm
thing that
concerned
I've been
at this
saying.
point.
Those companies are dead to me. But here's the thing: they're losing big time. If their ideas were popular, everyone would be buying their stuff. But obviously, it's not happening. They're not. They're losing sales. They're killing the industry because nobody cares about their stuff. Nobody loves their stuff except themselves, and there's not enough of them to support their industry. So they have tried to take over the industry, but they're killing it. Now, here's the thing. We have the superior ideas. We have these superior ideas because that's where the majority of people want to go. And that should be clear. And then we should drive that point home, because that is the facts. We are the majority. We've always been the majority. We're the normal people. They're not the normal people. I don't care if they're abnormal. They can be abnormal all they want. I have no problem with that myself. It'd be as freaky as you want, but just don't dare to impute on us and tell us that we're bad people just because we're not you. You're the way you are because that's the way you want to be. Fine, go ahead and be that. But don't tell us we're bad people because we don't agree with your lifestyle choices. I don't care if you do drugs or whatever. I mean, that's your business. But don't tell us that because if we don't, if we believe in Christ or whatever, that we're bad people. That's just crazy. And frankly, we should not allow them to try to define us because they are wrong. And we should just make that point very clear. And it will be made. Believe me, the tide of politics is turning. It's swerving. It's swinging over to the right. And this sort of thing happens every 30 or 40 years. And it's happening now. It's very slow because that's the way inertia works, but the inertia is going against them. The tide is going out on them. And we should not allow them to get away with murder because that's what they want to do. I mean, frankly, is what they want. They would be happy to be able to just rule over our dead bodies, but we are not going to allow that.
Yeah, I mean, in a very real sense, if you're willing to take someone's ability to make a living away from them, which they are 100%, every single one of them,
yes,
happy to do, happy, thrilled. If that
John,
happens, any one of us, they are completely thrilled about it.
John, do you still have ears on?
Yes, sir.
What were you told on the phone when you were told you wouldn't be renewed?
Oh, what specifically? What do you want to know?
I feel like you had a phone conversation where somebody gave you some real specific information, and I just cannot recall it.
Oh, I did. I had a phone conversation with Tom Brevoort. He expressed that in that conversation a couple things. One of them was that the white people cannot wear dreadlocks. He confirmed that was him, and he also told me he kind of, in a way, if it was any other, if I was a bitch, he would have sexually harassed me, but I'm not a bitch. So he said he's not here to stroke my out of respect for Mike, DIC asterisk.
You're Cecil.
Yeah.
So that's about as gay as it gets, man.
Yeah. So if he would have said, if I was a female and he would have said anything along the lines, it would have been his job by his own standard. And
they have no standards.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I've been in streams with Maitland a couple times in conversations and stuff. John is easy to talk to. I don't understand any of this.
Yeah, I'm easy. I'm one of the most easygoing people you ever meet. I'm getting animated now, but I'm like totally mellow. I don't get anything.
Not you. I'm talking about John Maitland is very easy to get along with.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that he's not alone. And
yeah, I am too.
Yeah, a lot of us are. We're nice people. We're not crazy. That's the thing. That's so offensive about it is that we're easygoing people. People. It's like when Batten Lash and I did these abomination cartoons for Breitbart back in 10 years ago. And we got this one cartoon where it was on international news and they were calling us a racist and all this stuff. And MSNBC was saying that people should go to our house and hunt us down. And they even said where we lived and everything. Mm-hmm. Okay. That to me is, you know what? I wasn't scared by that. I got like hundreds of death threats for a couple days, just constant. But I just consider them bogus because most of the people were so stupid that they sent me they talked to me on Facebook or Twitter or something. They sent me emails with their own accounts. So there was a lot of ones from fake accounts, but they had people that I could trace it back to them, And I just knew that they were bogus. And a lot of them were like, you should die, not I'm going to kill you, and that sort of thing. But the thing is that you cannot let bullies push you around. You can't. Believe me, if I could go to that convention, I would take your place because I believe you got to stand up to these people. You can't let them if they attack me, I'm a guy in a wheelchair, that would just make them look bad, because everyone knows that I'm a nice guy. I don't have any enemies as far as I know, so I mean,
I'm your enemy.
I have friends that are left wing that are very left wing, but they're cool. Stephen Grant and people like that. I mean, I've known a lot of people in the business over the years. A lot of the old timer guys. I know a lot of them. So I mean, they're not like my best friends, but we get along great. I mean, I used to go to lunch with Stephen Grant and a bunch of other guys, Gil Hernandez and people like that. When I lived in Vegas, we would have like the monthly lunches where we get together and talk about the industry. So I mean, but we got along because we just stayed off the topic. And my friend Steve Gerber was very left wing. He considered himself a communist, but he and I got along great, because, and that's the thing. I really miss those days where we could all get along. We used to be the industry. It was dysfunctional as hell, but the thing is that the industry considered ourselves like a family, even though it was a dysfunctional family. The industry was people. If you were in comics, you'd be considered cool or acceptable. Of course, we all dissed each other and all that stuff, but it was not like it is now. It's just like it's an insane group of fanatics, with forks looking at us, and that's just sad. And it's like I know a lot of these people, and I don't recognize them anymore. The people I've known for like 30 years, and they're
that's why their attitudes towards you have changed, James. The person that you were speaking about earlier, because they're becoming fanatical. It's a slow slide, but they are moving that way. And you can only try to pull these people back. I believe Bill Sienkiewicz is definitely on that slide. I think Jeff Lemire is on that slide. I think they're all on that slide towards becoming fanatics. So
yeah, but I know a lot of these people, and when I talk to them at the conventions, like this year I was at San Diego Con, they always talk to me like they always did, but they know me and they know I'm cool. But
they would have you starving in the street.
Oh, some of them would, but you know what? When I lost my leg, a lot of them donated to my GoFundMe. So I had a lot of people that are left wing donate to my GoFundMe. So it's not. I have people that are still my fans that are left wingers. They're very left wing, but they're still fans of mine. So it's not, some of them, there are people that hate me, but because I disagree with them on Facebook or something, but that's just childishness. A lot of it's just childishness, and a lot of it's just talk, and a lot of it is virtue signaling. And it's when I was a kid, it was cool. If you didn't smoke, you weren't cool, Well, it's sort of like this, where now it's like you have to be a left winger to be cool, and if you're not, you won't be invited to parties and all that.
How's that cool?
Well, now we have an example, and I kind of want to hear from him for just a second. Donald, you still got ears on?
Yeah, what's up?
Because you're a little bit liberal, and you're just kind of coming over to Comicsgate and the best side of comics, the best part of comics now. Here within the last couple of months, what do you get from all this stuff today?
First of all, I'm glad to hear that Mike pulled out of Dragon Con, because if the security is as lax as he says it is, which I've never been there, so I don't know, so I'm just gonna assume he knows and he's been there. After Jacksonville, I'm glad he's pulling out, because these people are getting insane.
Yeah, unhinged.
So I'm glad you pulled out, dude.
Thank you.
I'm all for standing up for yourself and everything like that, but when it comes to your safety, and these people are that mentally ill,
that's
don't take
kind of
chances.
the Jacksonville thing is kind of what like tipped me, because I was like going back and forth on it. I mean, I'm a martial artist. I'm stronger than I look. I know how to fight. I always carry a knife with me, actually just for use, not even for self-defense, but I always have one. And so I didn't really think I would have a problem. But the Jacksonville thing, I was like, there's no security there, and some of these people are freaking completely losing their minds.
What happened?
And all someone has to do is walk in as a cosplayer with something hidden in another device.
They don't even need it. They just have it in their jacket. There's seriously zero security.
What
that
did
bad?
happen in Jacksonville?
Jacksonville, oh, some anti-Trump nut freaking lost a video game and lost his cool and shot some of the people at a video game conference.
Oh, that thing. Oh, that wasn't comics convention though. That
No,
was,
no, it wasn't. It was just.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
that guy
this-
was like he was like an extreme anti-Trump lefty. He was a communist. He had a communist button on his shirt.
Yeah, those are the people who would. Were insane.
That's the same person, same kind of people.
If we give the conventions over to those people, they win, and they'll take it over, and that'll be that. And that, you know what I say to that? I say no.
Hey, do you want me to freaking bring my gun?
I'll go for you.
Say-
I mean, believe me, I will.
I'd send my buddy John, but you have to be there with your driver's license.
No, but I'm saying that
I mean,
I just don't believe we can give them power.
Well,
You know, they got too much power as it is,
yeah.
and a lot of it's in their head. They don't have the power they think they have.
Yeah, well, they can come at me in New York. I got to go eat. Do you guys want me to leave this open? You guys can chat, or do you want me to shut this down?
I gotta take a break myself.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here. We'll be back a little later with the Aloha Hour. But for now, adieu. Oh, everybody, shout out your one at a time. Donald, what's your YouTube channel and Twitter?
My Twitter is Donald T Delay. My YouTube channel is the same name, and I'm going to be starting streaming Friday or Tuesday of next week.
All right, Edwin.
You can find me at Edwin Boyette on Twitter or YouTube.
James.
Mine is Esper999, ESPER 999 is my YouTube channel. And my website is jameshudnall.com. And my Twitter is jamesdhudnall.com. And I will be starting streaming next week because I'm going to be starting to promote my new project, which is going to be on Indiegogo called Agenda.
John?
At John Malin, and my YouTube is John Malin, and I have an Indiegogo for Graveyard Shift right now.
All right, not you, Nasser. Jack Straw for $5. Good night, Mike, and the rest of you guys. I'm just kidding, Nasser. Go ahead.
I just typed in the chat because they won't know how to spell it if I say it.
And anybody who's here who's not already subbed, please do sub to my channel. Hit the sub, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Get down into the description and go to LoneStarComic.com and check out my Indiegogo. If you like it, drop a few bucks there too. I would appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night,
Good night, man.
See you guys.